Hey everybody, welcome to Fresh Out the Box. Plays Dune, Adventures in the Imperium by Modifius Entertainment. I am the board game guru and game master extraordinaire, Johannanan.
I'm the other guy, Casualty CDG, but you can call me Casualty CDG, and that's because it's Dunes Day. It's a special edition of Wednesdays where we play Dune. We've been doing this for like 11-ish weeks or so now. We missed a couple, but this is episode 10. We had an episode 0 where we built all of our stuff, and that was cool. And we're excited to have our finale. I'll be reprising my role for the final time as the treacherous Master General Ezek Malakar.
And I am AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. I am a variety video game Twitch streamer and tabletop role-playing gamer. And I am reprising my role for the last time, probably dying in the deserts, gasping for water, as the House Envoy of House Masarrah, Guild Agent of the Spacing Guild, Kesty York.
Yeah, Laura, you can go.
My bad. Hi. So it happens when you miss a week. I'm Laura K483, variety streamer, also a player, cast member on the channel Dungeon Select, which is a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And in this game, I am playing the character Gwendolyn Asher, outwardly violin player, member of the orchestra of House Masarrah, but also the consort to House Leader and a Bene Gesserit sister.
Howdy, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, voice actor, artist, all that good stuff. I'm going to be playing Tristan Kane, House Spy Master, as we wrap up this adventure. Take it away, Jahan.
Yeah, it's me. I'm Jahan. I forgot to say I'm the game master. But I'm the game master. Yeah, so just a brief summary of our 9-episode stint so far. You guys have done your best to further the goals of House Masarrah, a house of actors and assassins. And you've done very well. You've made a lot of power plays, and you have furthered your station. But in the last session, your house may have reached too far. But only time will tell. And by time, I mean this episode. We'll find out. You have decided to betray one of the greatest allies of your master house, the house Vernius of Ix. You betrayed Atreides because you want to be on the winning side, the Harkonnen side. And by you, I mean two of you. Ezek Malakar and Tristan Kane have colluded to destroy Atreides and to essentially betray their own house in an attempt to further your house's power. So all in all, it's very complicated. Corbinian, your character, Kesty York, did not like this. You ratted them out. Probably not a bad idea. I'm surprised. I would have been surprised if no one had gone against the grain, but you did. And you guys were punished as a group with a task to oversee the testing of some kind of new weapon, which, upon watching it, seems to be some kind of automaton robot, which is super illegal if that is indeed what it is. So illegal that they would turn your entire planet to glass, were they to find out. But yes, during this test, you threw Kesty York out of the ship and left him to die on Arrakis during this Harkonnen assault of Atreides. And where we last left off, I believe the two of you were in orbit awaiting your fleet so that you could assist Harkonnen in seizing victory. And Kesty, you were wandering off into the desert. So, Laura, you were not here last session, and that's fine. I understand that you had to play a ttrpg with some friends, and that's a great reason to miss, because, that's what we do. We like ttrpgs. So, we kind of left where you are a little ambiguous.
Yeah.
You can be several places.
I like to think, just because it was my go-to for the other session, I had to miss. The reason I would not have been there is I was either like off on a performance, like off of Ivix somewhere when their original planning shenanigans went down, and so I think if they're coming back from Arrakis and they're coming back to Ivix, I want to be waiting there when they get back.
I don't think they are.
Fucking idiots.
But you can be on the ship with them. We did kind of leave that open. You weren't a part of the punishment, but you could have journeyed with them.
I just feel like if I was on the ship, I would have tried to stop them from also.
Well, you can be on the Highliner, not the drop ship.
Okay,
so like they're gonna get back without Kessie. Yeah, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
but you're still in a position to interact and be a part of things that way. Is that okay with you?
Like you escaped direct punishment because we couldn't prove direct involvement, but also it's I've been seen talking with them a lot. Some people may know I've slept with the spy master, so they assume I was involved. Who knows?
Who knows?
So there was that one time.
That one time that you guys did that like orgy with Soren. Yeah,
with Soren. So they might assume I was.
Sometimes
involved.
this box gets steamy. It happens. So I've decided also. This is the finale. Finales built upon the collective momentum of episodes. First off, you guys have 2 momentum I'm giving you right now.
How generous.
And also, I'm just going to take the cap off. There's no momentum cap. Go nuts tonight. So that goes for everyone in chat. If you're watching in the Twitch, you can use your points to boon the players, and we do so. You will add to the collective momentum pool, and there is no cap.
We need your help,
so
please.
Feel free to do this. I'm sitting at 17 threat, so I'm sitting pretty.
Holy crap!
Yeah, right. But yeah, so take it away. I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see what Kestie York is up to. Kestie, your position is the most precarious. I would like to know where you are before things begin.
Well, once I'm clear of the press of battle in the capital, I know enough about Dune. What little anyone knows about Arrakis is that I do have a paracompass. I can walk out there and not get lost, but if I don't have a still suit, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So I am going to do one of 2 things. Either I'm gonna look around the bodies of the dead and pilfer one, or I'm gonna break into someone's house and steal one.
So, for this, you're searching for a suit. And you could do this several ways. I have been 1, 2, 3, 4. I have been given 4 threat.
5.
Oh, no, one of those is the Doom, which means
Someone
you guys
got
lose a
4
momentum.
Specifically against Casualty.
Specifically against Casualty, but unfortunately, in this case,
I know.
collective punishment.
That's
which
the thing.
Is
You
unfair.
can't doom a single player right now, chat. So you might as well just boon all of us. If you want any of us to survive, you have to boon all of us.
Or if you don't want us to survive.
That seems pretty good.
Captain Grimlin's been here for a finale or 2. They know exactly what to
Yeah.
expect. So
I think
They know what they're doing.
yes. So you're gonna.
happened often.
This is gonna be a roll, Kestie.
Yeah.
So you're searching. You can try to understand where, use knowledge to kind of find where the best place would be. And you could also use, sometimes I forget. You could communicate with somebody to try and find one, or you could.
Actually,
Those are your best bets.
Actually, I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna find some people. Probably stick to Fremen locals, and I'm gonna try to barter with them. But I'm gonna use my Mask of Power to say, oh yeah, no, he said that he'd pay you back for that.
So you're going to try and find Fremen during this and try to convince them to give you... So, funny enough, they are involved in the conflict in the fringes. I didn't mention this earlier, but they have been fighting in the north.
Oh. Well,
they've taken the opportunity to kill Harkonnen when they can. They know what Harkonnen brings. So, go ahead and give me that communication check.
Communication.
There is a momentum sitting. Also, you can always give me threat. It's not like it could get much more threatening.
I was gonna say.
I'll grab that 1 momentum for now. 3 dice should do it. As much as I am trying to kind of baffle this guy into thinking I have more money or influence than I do wish to try to lean on my justice in the sense that I'm going to make sure I know this person's name and recall what they look like for later. So I am going to go out of my way to repay this person down the line.
Gotcha.
But it could be true.
Good. Good. When we read your brain after your death and find out who helped betray us, we'll end his life as well.
You can't threaten people right now. It's funny. That's a funny threat.
You hear echoing in the back of your head.
And bartering focus?
Yes.
I'm false bartering, but I'm bartering.
No, bartering for sure. No, that's if it's not applicable now, when is it? Well, so you got 5 successes. You could totally bank.
Holy shit!
You could totally bank one of those. You could probably bank 2 of those, honestly.
I will totally bank 2 of those.
Okay. I feel like I almost want to give you yours separately.
His own little pool.
Yeah.
Well, in theory, we're all working toward the... None of us want House Masarrah to fall.
I will consider it later as well. So right now, you add 2 to the pool, and this guy gives you a still suit. You find them in the middle of combat. They are fighting Harkonnens, but they're not doing so very directly. They're hitting and running, and you do see the Imperial Sarduk around, and they are wary, to say the least, of them. But yeah, you're with 5 successes. I feel comfortable giving you a still suit. So add that as an asset to your character, and then boom. For those of you who don't know, still suits are necessary desert survival gear. They recycle all liquid into drinkable water. If you don't have one, you will die.
I don't think it's all, but it's like so much that it might as well be.
It's
all.
like 90%. It's high. It's a good amount.
It's like 99.5 or something. It's
yeah,
really,
it uses your sweat to keep you cool, and also you drink it, and I think your pee too, which is gross.
Yeah, your pee.
But hey,
all lost water. Any lost water is reclaimed.
No.
And I will. Well, these guys they're fighting Harkonnen. I will say to them that I have a paracompass with me, and I am aware of where one of the off-world nobles are, the Lady Jessica. I intend to go help her in her time of distress. I could certainly use your help, but if you can't, I understand. The invaders must be repelled, and you've already been incredibly generous.
I will say they'll look at you, and then they'll kind of like ignore you. But you planted a seed. They'll realize that someone's in play here, and they'll kind of think about that.
I'll nod and I'll suit up and get ready to head out to the desert.
Head on out into not just any desert. You head out into the desert.
Yeah.
So enjoy that.
No.
Esik Malakar, Tristan Kane. You guys are sitting on a Highliner.
Yeah, we're speeding back.
You guys get back.
Can you believe that treacherous piece of garbage worked with this terrible house that would have all this illegal technology, and we got every bit of it on film? Don't you think we should let someone know? Perhaps the Spacing Guild.
Spacing Guild wouldn't do much about it, but if you let the Emperor know, that could be pretty bad.
But can I use my connections with the Spacing Guild to dip to the Emperor?
Yeah, you can go to the Emperor if you want. You can pretty much get anywhere you want to once per session, essentially, with no questions asked. And then you can try with rules to do it more, but you do get like a freebie, like go wherever you want, essentially.
At this point, I don't know that there's any good news waiting for us, except for the same ruse we've continued to try to pull, except this time we have a lot more proof in our favor.
Am I present? Well, they're still making.
They're talking about that on the shuttle, I assume.
I'm not having, I'm not having this conversation.
And then
ship right back.
They
It may
will
be
get
best
back
to
when they're
seek
done.
safe harbor with the Emperor.
That's what my thoughts are. So, can we just redirect this ship to there?
You have to get to the
Or do we
Highliner.
have to go to the High Line?
Yeah. Orbital crafts cannot make the jump. They cannot fold space.
Because of all the ships that I had the Spacing Guild redirect or move back, do I know the location of any of those? Can we go use a separate Highliner?
I mean, I don't know. You have one that's assigned to you, and it's like good to go. If you really want to go through all that,
But I know for the moment that there's not any over there, and I have whatever that Space Guild perk is that'll let me do it as long as I'm not messing anything up. Priority boarding.
yeah.
Don't need to offer bribes. The guild will take your word for it. Allow you to smuggle anything about a guild ship.
So any
However,
reason you
something
don't
brought
want to
to the
go
guild-
to your Highliner though?
Oh, I mean, we're in kind of deep shit if we head back over there potentially where
Not really.
more people are waiting for us.
Keep in mind, the Highliners are, as far as the houses are concerned, are neutral. No one owns.
Yeah.
The only people who own Highliners is the Space Guild.
It is pretty neutral territory.
They sell service to houses to travel on them.
In theory, no one could do anything to you on there except for potentially blow up your ship, but the Spacing Guild would be pissed if that happened. So
Yeah, but I could use one they didn't know about, and then they wouldn't blow it up, and then me and Warmaster could dip completely.
that's what I'm saying. No one's gonna do anything to your Highliner, probably. Odds are. It's like diplomatic immunity, but I mean you can use whichever one you
No.
want. I just
I am the spy master in espionage and hiding and covering our tracks and all that, Warmaster. So I will say if we can dip to a separate one, it'll be more difficult for them to track us down.
See if you can get a second shuttle en route. At least they'll expect us to arrive.
Very well. What do I need to try to do to envoy and have us smuggled aboard one of these ships and dipped out so that we just kind of disappear?
Intrigue. And what's your motivation here? What's your drive?
Power still. It's absolutely
For
us
this
trying to
one-
get the power back.
For this one, I would say I don't know. It's a big obfuscation, and it's to hide. I would say truth, or
Yeah, going on the lam
Communicate
and hiding
deceit,
behind emperor skirts doesn't really scream power to
yeah,
me.
yeah. You could do.
That's bitch baby to me personally, but
Hey, that's being a spy for you. Let me see here.
Politics for you.
Where is there's Tristan Kane? Let me look at your thing. All right. I would say discipline espionage is probably better. Communicate deceit works. You're not wrong. And then I would say either duty or truth.
It's definitely not duty because I am fucking fucking this house.
You're reporting to the Emperor, if that's better for you.
Yeah, it does
I don't
count
know if
as
they're-
you're reporting to the Emperor, which would make you this duty.
Freeze frame.
Well, I mean, doesn't everyone?
No. I mean, publicly, yeah, but not actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Present
I'm
company.
just following protocol.
Because of the
All right,
nature of what you're
Warmaster,
trying to do
kinda-
here.
Kind of dice you want me to spend here?
Well, real
Oh,
quickly,
man.
before you spend any dice,
You're
I
gonna
want-
have to roll against the archer.
I'm going to spend 6 threat.
Oh.
Oh no.
the man had over 20. Like, bitch, and now's the time to spend it.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Pretend you're like a
Man,
white trash 70-year-old man in a Vegas casino. Just all of it.
That's very specific.
Amount of times I go to Vegas.
Somebody has a story.
I see the same, like, you'll go in the
I-
morning for my
I know that
conference at like
story.
8 a.m. and there's these group of like just like old, like kind of like overweight bald men just like sat there hunched over a machine, and then you leave your like 6-hour conference later and they're still there, and then you leave and come back the next day and they're at the same machine, and I'm like, how
They were
are we not
actually
running money by now?
dead.
Like, how
No
are
one
we not running
noticed
money by now, sir? What? How much of your life, of your pension has
All right.
gone down the drain?
I have
Spend
spent.
our 3 momentum for 2 dice. Is that how that is?
Yes, that would get you 2 dice. I have spent 6 threat to make it 3 harder. So enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
because I want
Great.
to keep you right where I want you.
Well, there's 6 passes.
Damn.
And 1 is a crit.
Come
That's
on.
legit. Some good rolls.
So you can bank.
I forget what I forget what happens with the crit.
You can bank one of those. So a crit is just all the 2s.
Mhm.
Those are all crits. One of them is like a crit
Oh,
crit.
gotcha.
It's like a super crit, but it doesn't do anything extra. And the other 2 are crits because you were allowed to use deceit in this,
Yeah.
essentially. But yeah, so
one is
you have.
always a crit no matter what.
So you can bank 1. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, if that's a pass and banking one. Me and War Master are going to
Yep.
go ahead and
So you
obfuscate
bank one.
War, meet up with the shuttle. Our shuttle will continue on, and won't think anything's wrong. In the meantime, we've dipped out and headed to the Emperor.
Wow, what are you
With
doing?
all this fucking evidence that I have from Mumat going down in there in their labs and seeing everything, all the video footage we just got of this thing running around and fucking killing people, and me and War Master not being a part of it, not wanting to do any bit of it, me shoving it off early to try to avoid any additional casualty. I'm going to sell it all that way.
Yeah. So, you guys are not going to oversee the assault, right?
Correct.
Okay. Because that's what you guys were doing last time. But
Yeah, I called the Armada. That's fine. They can still come in.
what do you want them to do?
Shoot down any escaping Atreides vessels.
Okay, orbital
There shouldn't
fighting
be
is
many
weird,
of those.
but
They
okay,
can't get away.
we'll figure it out. Yeah. So you guys head to the Emperor. Laura, this is at a certain point an empty shuttle will show up. No one's on it, and it's a different shuttle than the one that took your friends away. Something's wrong.
Yeah, I'm just going, oh, God, I don't know what else I expected. Who else is on that Highlighter roller waiting for them from either Masarrah or Vernius?
On your highlighter,
Yeah, with
pretty
me.
much no one. They didn't want to bring
Okay,
anyone.
that's fair. That's fair.
But if you wanted to have brought somebody, that's okay.
I would have liked, if she felt safe enough to do it, to have brought Evelyn with me.
Evelyn probably would not have gone.
That's what I figured. Yeah, no, it's fine. In that case, I just will
Could
say-
I invoke
ahead.
the favor with the assassin to say that she followed Laura's character? Because earlier I talked to her, so I may have
You
hinted
talked
to
to
her
her.
that something may happen to me? ? So keep an
Yeah.
eye out.
What exactly do you want to do with the assassin?
Is just there to monitor the situation to see if I come back, because I'm basically been patronizing her. Not in the meeting sense, more
In
I'm
the
patron-
in the paying,
Yeah.
yeah. So there is one assassin aboard this highliner with you.
All right. In that case, if I know who
You
sent
do.
her, yeah, I'll just say, well, it seems your benefactor had reason to be suspicious. I don't think these 3 not returning is because they're together anymore.
Well, my understanding of their tactics is we have a war master who would move armies to crush cities, and a spy master who would merely poison him.
And we also have
So
a war
s-
master who would, behave like a child who got into their mother's makeup room for the first time, smear it all over their face, and then tell their mother when she comes in and says, "Hon, are you wearing my makeup?" Go, "No," when it's right there. So I don't really trust anything that man would do right now.
I might advise that, not that I'm a member of your house or anything like that. I just, of course, am simply happen to be here. She nods. Perhaps the querying and interrogation of the Spacing Guild to determine the course of various other shuttles may illuminate their attempted escape or the ultimate destruction of Kesty York's shuttle.
Sounds like wise plan.
I am quite wise, yes.
So either one of you can make that roll. That's going to be an understand check.
Understand? Let me check. I think that my understand's pretty decent, if I remember correctly.
Yours is probably better than mine.
Smarty
I'm
McFarty.
lying. No, I'm lying. No. My understand's a 4.
I could certainly use. I could certainly use the assist. Understand truth.
Yeah, 'cause we're trying to find out where they've gone and what they've done, and so I would think it's truth. So if I want to remind me what I do to roll the one, just roll 1 to assist. Or
Yeah.
I just still do like understand truth and then just 1 dice because it's just
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Understand truth. Just 1. Using focus. My focus is danger sense. And I feel like that would apply here.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because I'm guessing that Mr. York is very much in danger. Hey, 2 successes. For my... Oh, no, I'm looking at your roll. Never mind. I didn't help at all. Never mind.
So you can tell that the shuttle did not blow up on the planet, but that's about all you can tell with that because of his previous successes. He did very well to cover his tracks. But you have reason to suspect that they're both alive and well. Possibly all 3 of them.
Yep. In that case, I was like, I want to help Mr. York, but I'm also not about to go get myself killed in a desert because I have no survival skills down there. I'm gonna go back to, because like Vernia said we were supposed to go back to them when this is all said and done and like tell them how it went, basically observations of this test. We can't. Does that mean if I went back to like try to report to anyone from Masarrah first, like Evelyn or Mortimer or anyone, that they would see that as me not following instructions?
No, you're not really. So you're not on the hook for anything in particular.
We just happen to be here.
Yeah, I just want to then go back and I want to find Evelyn and let her know some things.
Okay, so you go back to Ivix. The other 2 go.
And I also want to tell her that the War Master, even before this was a plan, when we had that whole chat, after we went to Ix for the first time, and like when Spy Master and I went down, saw Oren and his creepy shit, his hands in people, it was gross. And then I overheard that conversation they were having, that like, oh, it'd be a shame to lose such an ally, like da-da-da, and we were trying to figure out who that ally was, and now we've realized we think they were talking about this and their plan to attack the Atreides. And when we spoke of aiding the Atreides, the War Master like openly talked about he'd rather support the Harkonnens in that fight, and that's also informing my opinion on what's went down now that they've just ditched Kesty and gone to.
Well, yeah, you knew that something was up. You did know about the betrayal. So yeah, you can head back to Ivix with your newfound information. Something's wrong. Things did not go the way you planned. Mm-hmm. And then the other 2 of you are heading to the Emperor, which is kind of a tall order to see him directly. But hey, you might be able to finagle something. And
I don't need to meet with him directly. Any of his kind of house guys.
Just anybody. Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
I was not
Marshall is probably who you want to talk to.
Was not prepared for this, but that's okay. That's my job. Expect the unexpected. So while that's happening, Cassie, you're in the desert. You've been walking. At this point, some time has passed. You guys have landed on the Imperial planet and are beginning that process. Gwendolyn is back on Ivix and beginning to talk with those people. So You spent your first night on Dune, on the desert planet Arrakis. How you feeling, Kesty?
Not great. The only hope I have is that at her distress location, depending how far, that it isn't too far, because I don't have a ton of I don't have survival gear. I don't have a lot. The only water I have is what's the Sill Suit's keeping.
Yes, which is bad.
So I'm trying to get from rock to rock. I'm trying to get to a rock, stay there for a while, and then hopefully the next rock is where she's at.
How are you traveling?
So I'm trying to.
Are you just walking place to place?
Yeah, because it's the desert. If I use any sort of short of a ornithopter, I can't travel ground. I can't use ground effect vehicles or wheeled vehicles because that will attract the worm and kill me. So I basically have to hoof it through the desert, which sucks. But
you know what else attracts the worm?
my footsteps.
Walking.
Yeah.
So you're traveling on the second day of travel, and I'm going to say you even see like a sign of hope. You see a thopter fly overhead, not directly above you, but like you see one head towards this second rock that you are hopeful will bring some sort of salvation. And as you see this, boom, the ground starts to shake on you a bit. And you're like, is that you? Yeah. You start to think, there's a worm's coming for you.
I am gonna sprint like my life, because it does. Like my life depends on it. At this point, it's like I'm walking to conserve energy because I know I have a long way to go. It's like, oh crap.
Give me a move check here.
Time to haul some ass.
Let's definitely move. Your motivation, whichever drive wants you to stay alive the most is what I would pick.
Justice.
Justice. Because I'm trying to work with the Atreides. I do not want the traitors to win.
Fair. Go ahead. Would you like to use the banked momentum to buy a dice?
Being fair-minded makes running easier, right?
No, it doesn't.
How much momentum's on the table?
1. Single momentum. Unless somebody wants to boon them.
I'm going to spend 1 momentum and give you 5 threat to buy as many dice as I can. Because I can't win against the worm. I am dead if that thing comes out of me.
Hey, go ahead and roll your, how many is that? 5 dice.
Here we go. Justice.
This thing,
focus here.
This thing crests out of the sand behind you.
Maybe?
So you're not sure what causes it to veer off, but it veers off for a bit, seemingly pursuing something else. And, you keep running.
Yeah.
And you get pretty close to this rock, but then it's on you again. And it flies through the air. This thing is the size of a skyscraper coming out of the sand. But with your 3 successes, you manage to hit rock, and this thing sends a tidal wave of sand over you.
You made it.
I am going to flatten to the ground and just tuck and survive, because that sand's going to hit me and throw me around.
Yeah,
I just have to weather it.
You do get pelted by this sand tidal wave, and you do find safety. I'm glad you rolled as well as you did.
Yeah, really.
Because I didn't want you to get eaten by a worm. I just wanted someone to see one. But there's always those risks. So
I could have gotten a thumper ahead of time, but I didn't think of that.
So you poke your head out of the sand after a minute of shock, and then you look out towards the rocks. So the way it is, it's kind of like a lone mountain kind of thing. It's not really a mountain, and there's a channel going right through the middle of the rock, and it looks like it leads to kind of an alcove situation.
Well, I'll take out my pair of compass, get my bearings of just to verify, one, it works, and two, just figuring out where I am. And then I'll look at the crevice. What time is it? Is it nighttime currently still?
No, it is day.
Day? Okay. I definitely want to hang out in here probably for the day because it's hot and I do not want to be out in the blasting sun for too long. So I'm going to explore around this crevice, this channel, try to see if I get super lucky. My guy not knowing Arrakis very well. I'm going to hope there's food. I'm going to hope someone left supplies here.
Something for some, but you find a stash maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you are exploring this alcove, you do come into the middle of it. And there you see a Thopter. It looks damaged, but you do see one there.
I am going to hunker down and just kind of try to get a good look at what's there.
As you're staring, you will feel a sword against your neck on your shoulder.
Oh, shoot.
Oh boy.
But
my hands up.
Then, off to the Emperor. Ezek Malakar, Tristan Kane, you guys land on the planet of the Emperor. The Imperial planet, if you will. Don't ask me what it's called, please. It's called the Imperial planet.
The Imperial planet.
Yeah, it's the Imperial planet. Home of the Emperor. Ruler of the Imperium. Alright, so you guys land. It's this whole planet. It's a giant. It's like a mega city, and everything's huge, grand, and beautiful. It's the Gilded City, some might call it. You've never seen anything like it. It blows icks out of the water. It's crazy. You half suspect you're standing on like living people or something. You know, it's very bougie. So, what do you guys want to do here?
Just my speed.
What's your plan? Who are you talking to?
Whomever I can get an address with up in that royal court, using my station over there. And look, I have dire news to the Emperor regarding a current conflict going on. It is of whomever can get this in front of him as soon as possible. I need to talk to that person.
We have proof that Ivix has a thinking weapon currently deployed on Arrakis.
So this is gonna be. Who are you? Just is that just one of your selling points here? Or are you telling somebody that?
Yeah. Who are we talking to? Who did we first come in contact?
So you have to try to get in contact with somebody first. So that's gonna be a communicate check.
Let Spy Master do that.
So this is you schmoozing. You're in the city. You're talking to people, and you're trying to meet with. Maybe you go to the embassy or something like that. So give me a communicate check here.
Okay.
It might be. I don't know. You're here to tell on somebody, so it might be justice. It might be truth. It could be power. But yeah.
I'm not exactly telling the truth. I sort of am.
Truth can be lying, if that helps.
I am telling.
Just the part of Ivix has a thinking weapon, or Ix has a thinking weapon, is true. At least that
I'm
you
gonna
think.
omit some stuff.
As far as you know, it's true. There was also a theory that there might be a man inside there, though. You guys never did find out for sure.
I wasn't exactly going to ask. Hey, buddy, over here. Just wondering, is anyone in there?
Not using am I using deceit here? Yeah.
Yeah, you could
I'm
be.
sort of obfuscating what I'm leaving some stuff out.
Oh yeah, because lies of omission, deceit.
Oof. One pass.
That's not looking good.
War Master assist?
You know, I do have also a little bit of communicate deceit. Why
Go
not?
ahead and give it a shot, man.
Out of fairness.
Focus, yes. And the two little successes over here from me, but I guess it should have been one.
Yeah.
Just the first one, yeah.
So you guys have 2 successes. So you'll find about a 2 success worth of guy to talk to here. Not the advisor or anything, not a war master, but you can talk to we'll call him an imperial auditor, essentially. an Imperial. I want to use the word Justicar, but
That's a good word.
I feel like that might be like one step too grand for what I'm seeing here.
Guardsman.
With Malachar, don't you have some sort of political deal that lets you
Yes.
know who's doing what and what houses?
I do. I have house politics. Understand house politics.
Yeah. That can help
Would
you.
that help us know who to talk to?
That can help you know who you're talking to. This whole role was to see who you wind up with, though. And it is somebody. You do have somebody you can talk to. He will be, we'll call him, just to mess with Gary, we'll call him Keswick.
Perfect. Everyone's gonna like that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Keswick, not Malachar.
Even better.
But he'll be the Imperial Justicar that you essentially he's sitting in an office. He looks kind of like a sci-fi disgruntled private investigator kind of situation here. Not the most impressive, but he is somebody of authority that you can talk to in the Imperial.
Does he look like Thomas Jane from The Expanse?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a disgruntled sci-fi detective.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he has a stash. I feel like there's more stashes in Dune. But yeah, so here's this guy. Oh, hey, yeah, come on in.
Are we on premise at like the Emperor's premises?
You're not
Adjacent?
You're not in the
Where are
palace, but you are in like a government building.
we? Not
You're
on
at
the
the
ground.
DMV.
You're like one step above the DMV, but yes, you are essentially. It's like a hybrid DMV police department.
The
More like
Imperial
FBI
Garrison
though.
House.
An embassy.
Yeah, it's like an embassy. I'll call it an embassy.
All right. Well, here's all our information, and it's a shitload, and it is all those horrible pictures that Mumat got for us from underneath the bottom of Ix, the videos that I took with my glasses while we were filming that last thing, and whatever sort of paperwork I have that has whatever signed on it. What I've got. Here you go.
So you have some pictures of this robot thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have pictures of it being developed under Ivix, and then pictures and live video of it tearing apart on Arrakis.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Potentially. You have potential photos of it being developed. You're not entirely sure if that's what you have pictures of. But yes,
Yeah.
the argument could be made. So, you're not presenting evidence. Convince him of its importance. And I will say...
Oh, well, I mean, the literal war going on right now on Atreides is sort of, of the utmost importance here.
Mhm.
It's to get the Emperor's eye on the correct side of which to reinforce.
Oh, the Emperor is already on the side of the Harkonnens.
Well, we are here showing that our house is not on the side of Atreides. Our house is on the side of the Harkonnens.
And the major house we answer to is using illegal weaponry. We don't wish to be caught under the imperial thumb of such a disgusting and heinous act.
House Masarrah is filled with artists and lovers and creators, and not people who stand by and would let this sort of thing pass. We cannot be idle servants to the greedy thumb of Ix and just let this stand. We need to bring this to the Emperor and put a right ending to this war.
I have already moved an armada into place that sits outside of Arrakis right now. We wish to join the alliance of Harkonnen.
Interesting. Well, I am not the man for such matters, but as you do claim there is a crime that goes against the Butlerian Jihad, which always gets funnier every time you say it, that's a pretty serious accusation. So,
Yes, so you might as well push it up the fucking ladder here. Chum, this is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, give me-
If you could please do quickly, that would be great.
hey, give me a roll.
What am I rolling?
I'm gonna spend one threat to make it a little harder. Because I have so much. I'm just gonna start peppering them in. Yeah, I don't know. Communicate works. There's argument to be made for other things if you can see one, though. I'm open to interpretation.
I'm good with communicate.
Yeah, communicate's a good one.
Power. Is that what this is? I'm not just gonna be strong armed by.
I mean, you're trying to convince the emperor to back your house essentially against your major house. So yeah, that's a power play. I'm okay with that.
Because I guess the end result is, if it looks good for us, our major house gets basically demolished because of crimes against the Balerian Jihad, and then our house would kind of like either take their place or get assigned. Worst case scenario, we get assigned a new liege house. Best case scenario, we usurp them.
No.
I think is what you're going.
That
for.
is the best case scenario, I will say.
Best case. Yeah.
That's absolutely the best case scenario, is you guys become big ballers. But man, oh man, is the worst case scenario fun. So,
I'm gonna go ahead and give you some threat. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Do that?
How much you want to give me?
However much more I need to roll for a dice total.
That will be
3.
3 threat. So I spent 1, you gave me 3. So it's going to be 1 harder than the secret number that I am not going to tell you. But this is kind of a quality check, really, anyways.
Oh, 5 passes.
Damn.
Let's go. Oh, Tristan Kane.
One of them's a crit too.
Yeah, one of them's great. So, yeah. Yeah, this will be taken seriously. So he is essentially going to run up the flagpole. You'll see, we're going to do like a montage of people like talking, looking over the evidence, that kind of thing. They're going to say some of it's circumstantial. It doesn't really prove anything, kind of thing. But they're
Also,
intrigued.
you have the first-hand witness eye accounts of the people who were there.
What, you two?
Yeah.
Okay.
We seen it.
Yeah. So, this isn't enough for them to turn Ix into glass, but it's something. It is something. They are intrigued, and they're going to start a full investigation. But the real cinch in this plan would be if they could recover the thinking weapon.
Well, it's currently deployed there now.
It's an active.
You see what I mean about the... Yeah, you see what I mean about the time thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do indeed. I mean, they will put someone on it. They're going to send somebody there. For sure. But whether or not they will be successful in retrieving it, who knows?
Well, in the meantime, currently there's a conflict going on in our houses as well. So, if you have a place for sort of a temporary parley while this gets worked out, that would be most gracious.
You want asylum during this? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put you up in the 5 seasons over there. But yeah, they'll put you up.
I love a good 5th season.
They'll put you up. You'll have a guard and everything. Feel super safe.
Great, can't wait. Just send me the accommodations.
What about you as?
No, go fucking look it up, fucking War Master. Like,
No, that pretty much covers everything.
All right, Gwendolyn,
Yeah.
you're back on your home moon.
Yes, I want to find Evelyn.
Okay. So she has been on the planet below, but right now she is currently.
Oh, okay.
She is currently on Ivix, so you can find her indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
Gwendolyn, I presume this meeting with the lady does not require the presence of an outsider.
Likely not. Probably not. Perhaps you might find another use for you in the meantime, unless you have more pressing business. I know you were kind of just drawn into this, not necessarily of your own volition.
I will, for the time being, keep myself available for a possible future contract that may suddenly crop up. I have a funny feeling that you're about to tell me something very profitable to me.
I have some ideas to run by some other people, but I'll get back to you.
Absolutely. So the assassin will go and sit and wait. Gwendolyn, you will talk to Evelyn.
Yes.
She'll be there. She looks better these days. She dresses much more officially these days, as she has been taking part in government down below. But yeah, she'll talk to you.
Yep.
What can I do for you, Gwendolyn?
Oh, well, obviously, you're more aware than I am of the precarious position of our house at this moment.
Yes, our spy master and war master and envoy have all been sent away. We have never been more vulnerable.
Yes, and they haven't returned.
No.
It seems.
It seems.
And I don't think that was for the same reasons. I believe they have been separated. And I believe Mr. York, very likely in danger. Not sure where Mr. Malachar, Mr. Kane have fled to, but I would use the word fled. For they are aware that their lofty ambitions may have bit off more than they can chew. The last few interactions we've had, they seem as if they're just so eager to climb the ladder of power, they're not looking ahead to see if the rungs have actually been removed from the ladder or not. And now they're just hoping they can skip the few, maybe still grab onto one at the top. And honestly, I don't think they will. I think it benefits us to find a way to capitalize on the knowledge they may have gained while distancing ourselves from them.
Yes, men always grasp for power. What do you think we should do?
I think we need to make clear we stand behind the intelligence and aspirations of Mr. York, whether it be posthumously or not. And we have some evidence that, again, the two of them were conspiring. We have the fact that they continued to malign Mr. York's name in front of Lord Vernius when their evidence had already been scrutinized and holes picked between, and continued to try and slander him. So clearly they're willing to die on their hill rather than admit a mistake.
We're well aware of their treachery. Not particularly pleased with it, but
I'm just saying we can use that to make sure that their credibility, so that while they may have uncovered some useful bits of information, their intentions were not the intentions of Masarrah on the whole, because I feel like there's great risk for the survival of our house in this moment.
There is. So with that, go ahead. Now you're trying to communicate something here. Everyone's vying for power. I want to see where where the dice will lay. So go ahead and give me a communicate check to convince her.
Okay.
Because
the end game here is we basically publicly denounce them and be like, yes, while maybe it's like, oh, there's information about a thinking machine or anything that might be learned. Not that we know that yet, because we weren't down there. None of them have come back. But basically, it's like if they find out anything useful, it's only because they got themselves in the situation. But intention is they are weasels who will betray you and do not trust them, and to kind of get that out there, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah, trying to defame these two while distancing your house.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Basically, we did not know. We're shamed. We're appalled. How dare they? Oh, we don't want to do what they want to do. No, don't hate us, please.
No.
So this will be. So it's communicate. I want to say it's truth, because I also believe I am, because again, the War Master said to me before, he was like, oh, we'll betray Atreides, who we've kind of already made deals with, if I think the Harkonnens are better, and all these other things. So, and I believe what we're saying, we're denouncing them, but because it's the truth. We're not denouncing them in slanderous ways, we're not saying anything that they haven't already done.
You are being, They have done some stuff of questionable integrity.
Yeah. I am not. How many dice? So 2. We have no momentum. Don't want to give you any threat. I don't think this
Can't
is
get much worse.
Yeah, and at the moment, though, what I'm doing, I don't think this is more of like a minimizing damage. I don't think this is like a huge make or break. This is just kind of like, wordplay and political. So this isn't anything huge. I don't think I want to give you more threat.
It could decide where Evelyn winds up loyalty-wise, though.
None of my talents or assets really apply.
A lot of roles in this game. There aren't always a lot of roles. Huh?
She is Bene Gesserit.
She is a Bene Gesserit.
Just like you.
Yeah. Only thing helps is, like, I could have used the coded dots to say this, but just if I didn't want it said out loud, but, like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, you have the, I imagine you have the trait Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
So you're kind of already on the same side to begin with.
Kind
of. So does that mean...
But things are very complicated, specifically in this situation when it comes to the Bene Gesserit as well.
Because also the innuendo of this conversation is me trying to express I wasn't also in on their plans. Like, don't be mad at me because I did not support any of this. Is the subtext here as well? I guess it's just 2 then, though, because what is like your trait being applicable? What does that do?
If you have an applicable focus. That makes
it's not a focus, it's a personality trait. The Bene Gesserit sister is written on the personality trait part of your sheet. I don't know if that affects anything or not.
I think it
generally
it changes difficulty usually.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I was just looking at something about that. Traits do a funny thing.
Because traits can go both ways. There are times. That's why I've been very careful not to go into situations.
There are times against you sometimes, I guess. Because you're trying to do something that's counterintuitive to one of your traits.
So with a trait, you're supposed to... There's like a statement you're supposed to say. So you tell me how your trait helps. You're supposed to say, because I am a Bene Gesserit, this activity is blank. And you could say easier, harder, possible, impossible, that kind of thing.
Because I'm a Bene Gesserit, I would say this is easier because she is already more inclined to trust me a little bit.
And then it's up to me. I do agree.
Whether you agree.
So it is easier.
Okay, so then I'm still just rolling 2 dice.
Still just rolling 2 dice. But on a lower difficulty roll. That's a new rule that I've recently been reading about because I thought the whole trait system was kind of really complicated. It's not so bad once you start really looking at it.
Once you break it down.
Only one success.
Did you not have an applicable focus?
No, my focus is my violin for communicate.
She will heed your words a bit. She wants you to be right. She doesn't like what's happening. So part of the reason is because, in case you guys don't know, the Bene Gesserit is divided on Atreides right now. Some of them believe that Jessica has truly given birth to the Messiah, and but the head of the Bene Gesserit is on the Emperor's side and does not believe that shit.
They're also just mad because even if she did do, Jessica wasn't supposed to do.
She wasn't supposed to. Yeah, it's all very complicated.
And be like, we don't want him to be the Messiah because we didn't tell her to do that.
Yeah. So you haven't necessarily turned her like completely like, hey, I'm gonna do whatever you say, but she is listening.
I'd say I do have a potential way to remove them from play, but that seems a bit extreme, and I didn't want to make that decision. I leave that to you.
I bring it back one moment.
When you have a right hand, or a left hand, as it were, they're not much use to you when they don't obey what you want them to do. Sorry, I'm actually thinking, I'm like, would she?
Yeah.
Because man, oh man, did you two fucking waggle your dicks in everyone's face. She's not the happiest about it. She was happy with their station and where they were, and like you guys were on the up and up. She's not particularly pleased. Yes, I think that if we can make this thing right, maybe we should.
Okay.
But perhaps we should
I'll
bring
just
this
nod.
before our lieges, as they are the ones
Oh,
that
of
sent them
course.
there to begin.
Of course. I just wanted to get your opinion on its own first, just in case. Not that it would differ, because obviously
Yeah.
you and our Lord are on the same page at all times, but just to hear it from you first.
Yeah. So that happened. Okay. We will continue with that in a second. Kessie, you are looking up the sword at your neck.
Oh
At
dear.
a familiar face. It is the face of Duncan Idaho.
Oh shit!
Ooh, I got a power up. Thank you, Robert Wallace.
No. Yo, Robert, why do you hate us? Stop it. Stop.
He looks at you like you can see anger in his face. You can see like that battle lust worked up on him. He looks a little worse for wear. But something of recognition plays across his face because you two have met.
Good sir, I am on the envoy Kesty York in service of the Space Guild and House Masarrah. Please do not kill me.
House Masarrah. Oh, right. I don't think he knows anything of treachery as of yet. By the time any of that could have been privy, things were already going on. Hey, Laura, you guys got a momentum.
Yay.
Hey, Robert says, haha, it showed you. Which is funny. So, he'll ease his sword back. He'll look you up and down. You are not a threatening person. And I think you would agree. And he'll
Battle of 4?
he'll offer you his hand.
I will gladly take it.
In marriage, sucker! Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
I mean, sure.
Surprise wedding!
Who here
Nothing
would not
bad
marry
will happen to Duncan Idaho.
Come on.
But yeah, no, he'll help you up off the ground. What are you doing out here? Envoy of House Masarrah.
Well, sir, I am attempting to contact the Lady Jessica. I have learned that she is in some distress, and frankly, so am I. And I have no interest in being a thrall to those barbarians, the Harkonnen. Besides, I have a deal with Duke Leto Atreides to uphold.
Yeah, you could tell like he almost spit on the ground when you said Harkonnen, but he thought better of it because of your situation. I'm also looking for them. What makes you think they're this way? He'll ask, suspiciously, kind of.
Well, based on what little information I overheard on the radio, I was in airspace near the battle scene, working on house business when I overheard the distress call. The most I can tell you, sir, without breaking my oaths of fealty, is that I was cast out of my craft and was forced to flee from the battle. So the only friendly face I know was House Atreides on this planet. So from the radio transmission, I take out my power compass. I have used this and my knowledge and training from the Spacing Guild to try to triangulate and intuit roughly where the Lady Jessica was hiding. If she's still alive, she has to be either on or near a rock formation. I was kind of hoping this was it.
Me too, actually. He'll be looking around. I haven't seen them though. Maybe we beat them here, but I doubt it. They must be further up.
Is this your craft, sir?
It is.
So this isn't theirs.
Would you care to join me?
Certainly, sir, though I would caution you of two things, and I don't think I'm betraying anything here by saying these things. One, it is my understanding that the Spacing Guild is not preventing this movement, so the Space Guild is staying its neutrality as far as I'm aware. So any connections I have with them, I probably should not give you away would probably be a good idea. For 2, I witnessed Sardaukar in the city. So I do not know. I doubt the only hope we have of justice is at the Landstrad and not with the Emperor.
That is true.
Much as I hesitate to say that.
Yes, I saw the Sarduk myself. And as much as I would have loved to fight them, I had to try to save my liege. But yes, if your information and my information both led us here, they must not be far. We'll look from the sky.
I will gladly pilot you where you need. Sir.
So, you guys, he'll look at you at the offer of flying. I'll be like, huh, okay, because he can fly, but he'll let you. I think that.
Sucker.
But no, so you guys will fly over the desert and continue on, making a new ally, essentially. Fortunately, I feel justified in doing that since you do know him, and historically he did survive. If only barely. But you know, a familiar face can go a long way right now. So you guys are in hiding at a 4 seasons on a planet that I have learned is called Kaiten.
They left the lights on for us here, which is nice.
Oh, there you go.
Boo.
You know what? I like it. I'll give you a momentum. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
Arrakis, we leave the lights on. So you guys are in a room. Are you guys doing anything further to further your goals? Are you trying to connive, scheme, assassinate, anything like that? Or are you guys just waiting?
No, we're going to smuggle back into the fucking palace. I am a smuggler personality trait. I'm gonna find whatever laundry bin or whatever I can get in there and get in and let them know this information.
Where are you trying to sneak into?
Right back into the palace so I can have an audience with someone who's not fucking Steve from accounting.
So you want to sneak into the Imperial Palace?
Actually, instead of sneaking in, can I use understand politics and see if there's anybody who would be willing to accept officials instead of just people who walked in off the street and wanted to talk to a nobody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to do.
That's much more legal. Go ahead. Go ahead and make that roll. There's 2 momentum on the table. I have 22 threat. Once again, might as well pepper a little difficulty in here for you. I'll spend 1.
Using focus, yes. House politics.
This task has been deemed more difficult by viewer Robert Henry Wallace III.
Oh.
Well, that's not a time to roll a 20 then.
Nope. That's not when to roll that. 1 success and 1 0. You don't know anything about local politics, do you?
Are you talking to...
to Tristan Kane, who I hope knows something about local politics.
You have been
no.
booed.
It's not exactly my thing. But what I can do is smuggle my way in through the back door and just pop out and get myself captured, and then break it down to their marshal.
It may be a long time before you see the marshal. Are you willing to stay in their dungeons as long as they require?
I don't intend on being in a dungeon.
Also, hate to be that person, but quick point of order. If you handed over all the evidence you had, like the physical recordings, whatever documents, to that other person, do you not have anything you can show them now? Because you gave it away already?
Feel free to check your own information. Your men are already on the case. They're just not doing a fast enough job. You can check with Steve in accounting. He has all the proper channels in order.
True.
His name's Keswick the Justikar, okay? And he's awesome.
Yes, and how can anyone pass up on that coincidence? It's like this is meant to be.
I mean, to be fair, they have acted on it. They sent people to Arrakis to try to find evidence of this thing. But yeah, if you want to break into the palace, man, more power to you. Go ahead and give me... How you doing it? Give me roll-wise.
Who would be the one who deals with, alliances and things like that? Who in the house?
Envoy.
That's who we want to speak to. With that role of a one house politics, do I at least know who their envoy is?
Yeah,
Well, that's a step in the right
you
direction.
know the people. You just don't know. If you had rolled better, you would know where they are and how to get in contact with them. But you do know the base bones layout. And needing to talk to an envoy is, I feel, ironic. I feel like that's a little ironic.
We got rid of one and we need to get a new one.
You get a new one. Yeah, absolutely.
Out of fairness, it's possible that your spy master friend could assist, and maybe in his spy knowledge, he might have heard of the way you're supposed to find an envoy.
True. But also, so you do know it's the envoy, so I guess trying to help you out here,
With new information, that's a new check.
you would know that the envoy might not necessarily be in the palace, because the palace is going to be really hard to get into. But the envoy might be easier to get to.
That's the goal then. Spy and snoop and espionage and deceit my way in, Assassin's Creed style.
Essentially,
Beg for an audience.
you're going to be doing the same role you would have been sneaking into the palace. It's just going to be much easier.
Okay.
But I did make it slightly more difficult.
Maybe
with
not
Frank.
as life-threatening.
Yeah, not as like you won't be executed if you're found out. You'll be under heavy scrutiny, but not necessarily.
I snuck in a box. I'm just here to talk. What are you doing?
I snuck into the Emperor's palace.
Man, could you imagine if somebody snuck into your house in a box and just wanted to talk?
It'd be really funny. Yeah.
Would you like a new cable package?
There's nothing they can say that would make me believe that shit. But yeah, Thomas, go ahead. Give me
Just hands you a phone. Call Gary.
give me your intrigue espionage check here.
Espionage.
Yeah, I feel that espionage is applicable. You are participating in espionage, as it were. Kesty, you see Zendaya. I'm just
2 passes.
passes. So with the great reduction of the difficulty, you are able to get back into the embassy. You're already in there once, but you get past a couple doors, and I'll say you can find the office of the envoy. They have an office here at the embassy.
Much nicer
Yeah,
than
I will
my
dip in
little
here
shed.
and once again mercilessly plead my case.
Okay.
This is about a house doing things that are morally and incomprehensibly wrong, and trying to drag others in around with it.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not you believe us about what the machine is or isn't, they knowingly dropped a weapon in the middle of a conflict between 2 of the houses and inserted themselves without any right or prior. And you can view the images we've captured, and they are murdering soldiers on both sides, as well as many innocent people.
Am I there with you, or did you totally sneak in solo?
He probably
I
snuck in
assumed
solo.
we were walking. I was trying to get you.
Did you want to bring him in with you?
Once I got a hold of the envoy, then for sure I'd be like, "Hey, I have the War Master here with me also."
You could potentially be
some
brought
fucking
in
clowns
a
off the
second.
street.
But yes, you have a minute here to talk to him. What exactly? Because I guess I'm kind of unclear. What do you want them to do? Like, what's your ideal scenario here? Like, physically, like, what would you like the end result of this interaction being? So I can kind of...
We are trying to show that we are aligned with the Emperor and what he wants to do, and that House Masarrah is on his side. But our house is not. Our house is
Vernius.
openly with House Our house is openly with House Atreides and is also openly committing war crimes.
Okay.
Yeah, we want House Masarrah to be part of the Emperor Harkonnen alliance. And we want the same thing we wanted 2 sessions ago. Harkonnen, when they're done with Arrakis, can help us take down Ivix.
Okay.
We're not strong enough, and they're committing atrocity war crimes.
Yeah, because the thing to remember is the Emperor is not a fan of Atreides. That's why they put them there in the first place and
Yeah.
made them the target of the Harkonnens. It was a very backwards way of, we're giving you this compliment, this lofty position, because we like you. No, it's because we hate you and want people to target you.
Set you up to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we're just reinforcing that that's the right move.
So you're essentially trying to speed up what you put into play earlier. Go ahead. Give me a communicate here. Convince this guy.
Four passes.
Wow. Man, you rolled good. What the fuck?
Tristan Kane having a good night. Ooh, man, the last 2 weeks he rode like shit.
So you do get the ball rolling faster. So the whole issue here, they don't want to act against Ix without like proof. So I mean, they sent people to go
You
retrieve this.
Definitely have proof of them involving themselves as a third party.
You have some evidence, but it's not like damning. It could have, because it's not proof that like they were directly involved. It could be like a fraction of their people, much like how you guys are doing stuff.
The Emperor himself literally came to our moon and threatened us under penalty of death in person to make this happen.
Yeah.
You can ask our house leader. He was there.
Yeah. I mean,
Circumstantial all you want. How many high lofty positions?
So I'm gonna let you guys
are
know.
going
I'm
to
gonna let you guys know flat out that he did very well to distance himself in that situation. He told you nothing. He came and threatened you, left the room, and then someone else told you to do this.
And he did it without involving the lords of our house or
Yeah.
anyone other than you three.
Yeah, there actually wasn't a lot of witnesses going on. It was done very carefully. But what I'm letting you know
How
is that
often is it a thing that
this
the
will not
Star Lord
happen.
comes to the moon?
I'm letting you know that this will not happen without that robot being like captured. Like they need it. They need it because also you don't have evidence of what it really is. You have
Because it could be a person
ideas.
piloting
There could be
it
a person in there.
Legal.
It is
Also,
possible.
I also point out that convincing the Emperor isn't your only goal. You need to be able to have... the Emperor needs enough evidence to convince the Landstrad. If the Landstrad
Yeah, he
votes
needs to bring
against
this
the
before the
Emperor, he
Landstrad.
could lose his position over this.
And he's not going
So he has
stick
to be
his neck
very
out
careful.
without proof positive. And so once that robot's in custody, they'll turn Ix into glass just like you want them to. Because that is against the jihad, and they've always been on thin ice over there. So, long story short, either you can allow the recovery to continue as it is. They will put kind of a rush on it now. You did convince him of the importance and blah blah blah. But that's happening
Is there
via
anything
third
we can
party.
do to expedite the process?
You can physically go get the robot. That's literally the only way this can happen faster. It might happen without you guys, though. I'm going to make rolls, and I'll even let you guys play some of the team. Make some rolls and stuff. But you can also go yourself. Those are your two options. That's the only real way to make this go faster.
I'm definitely staying right here in political asylum.
Okay.
Yeah. Same.
All right. How? Okay.
Here I am in the trenches.
But I think I'm going to try to make some underground contacts and not hang out in the monitored 5 seasons for us to be coming in zip tied up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So you guys do plead your case, and they'll dispatch a squad of specifically Sarduk to deal with this situation. They have a new mission. They're going to send a small team in to recover this thing, acting on your intel. Absolutely. So with that being in motion, you guys will like see them head off or whatever. Not personally, but like the audience will see them get on their Highliner and head on over. And at that, before we continue on with that, we're going to take our little break. So, thank you so much, everyone, for watching so far. This is our episode 10, our final episode of Dune, Adventures in the Imperium. Thank you for watching so far, and we'll be right back.
Fresh out the box. Fresh out the box. Fresh out the box. Fresh out the box.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dune finale, episode 10. Here we are, guys, the last half of the last episode. I am still the Game Master, John Anon.
I am still the Game Master, Johananon, and you can find me at Casualty CDG. I am Casualty CDG because it's Wadoon's Day, and I'm only Casualty CDG on Wadoon's Day, and then I deactivate my account 6 other days a week. It's a lot of fun to follow me. Tonight, I'll be reprising my role for the final half for the final time of the treacherous General Ezek Malakar.
I am AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. I am a variety video game Twitch streamer as well as tabletop roleplay game streamer. And I am currently playing, in this finale, the House Envoy of House Masarrah, the Guild Agent of the Spacing Guild, Kesty York, who has managed not to die so far. Applause, please. And whatever boon you can give me.
Yeah, right. I'm Laura K483, also a variety streamer on my own channel, a cast member of the Dungeon Select D&D campaign on their channel, and in this finale episode, I am playing Bene Gesserit's sister and consort of the House Masarrah leader, Gwendolyn Escher.
Howdy, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, Texas. Voice actor, artist, drinker of green tea. And tonight on this finale, I will be portraying Sir Tristan Kane for the grand finale. Take it away.
Drinker of green what?
Tea.
Okay.
He doesn't have a steel suit. No.
It should be green.
St. Patty's Day.
Should probably go take a pill.
That's how it got green in the first place.
But yeah, so you guys just pled your case before the envoys of the Emperor, and you guys need more evidence. Ix is quite the opponent, and they do not want to go up against them without absolute proof positive that they have broken the Butlerian Jihad. Butlerian Jihad. Cassie, you are flying over the desert in a thopter with Duncan Idaho himself and Gwendolyn. You are back on Ivix, trying to move pieces of your own. We're going to focus on you for a second.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Gonna go find my new assassin friend.
Good day.
Played by Keski.
Yep, and when I see her, I'm just gonna kind of like do a really subtle, just like and follow me, and then as I'm not even gonna like stop and acknowledge her, just kind of like walk past, catch her attention, and keep walking. And as I do, I'm going to then put on my Cybus hood, which is a malleable, flexible black mask created by the Ixians and placed over a wearer's face. It completely conceals their features. Device does not emit energy readings when using the hood. The wearer appears as a regular person in passing, looks different when viewed a second or a third time. So anyone who sees me will not see Gwendolyn, they'll just see like some generic female looking. Every time I look back, I look slightly different. Like, oh, her hair looks different that time. Oh, her nose looks a bit wider. Next time,
It's a
like,
magic
her mouth looks
disguise. Gotcha.
Yeah. As the assassin follows me. So no one who looks at us twice will see the same person walking with her.
Yeah.
Basically. In the face. My clothing doesn't really change. But...
All those people have the same clothes. No, I'm just kidding.
Must be fashionable.
Yep. And I'm just going to take a walk back to... I'm not going to go back to my like quarters or anything because that would ruin the point of the hood, but I'm going to go to just like a backstage like wing of maybe like the theater or like trainee area or something where I'm sure there'll be lots of people milling around a rehearsal area.
Taco.
Hey, thanks, Dr. Taco, for the resub. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah. Duck taco.
Good to see you.
And then once I find an unused rehearsal space, take my hood off, and then I'm going to deploy my Ixian damper for the cone of silence. Because basically, it's like, yeah, Spy Master's gone, but I know he got people here, and I'm doing my best to avoid drawing their attention.
Fortunately for you, he doesn't have his best people there.
Excellent.
He took most of them with him.
Yeah. So once we're in the cone of silence, and I take my little mask off, I'm just gonna say, sorry about all the theatrics. Can't be too careful, even when your Spy Master's off planet.
He is quite skilled.
Sadly, not skilled enough. So,
Indeed.
It seems if you're up for it, said Spy Master and his new best friend, Mr. Malakar, powers that be agree that they are pieces that can be removed from the board as they no longer serve us.
Well, as I'm being officially retained, I would need, considering the targets, certain compensation will need to be in order. Mr. York will, I know, compensate me for what I'm doing for him, but I believe you represent interests other than Mr. York, and I would like to ensure that I am compensated and properly equipped.
I'm going to go to one of my violin cases. It is not a violin I've used yet, because I have 3 that I've used. But if anyone's so scared, there's 4 violin cases in my room. And the 4th one, pop it open, and it has various gifts in the forms of jewelry that Mortimer has given me. And I'm going to take one and just like a really nice like ruby necklace and just start popping some of the gems out of it. And then offer those.
That's fair. So, complications with this. You're not sure where they are. Last known location of these two was Arrakis.
Yep.
And the assassin might not want to go there, but hey,
I know.
it's a whole scene. You guys figure it out.
Yeah. I will also say, while doing this, I don't believe they would still be on Arrakis. So I do think that's a waste of your time. Like, look elsewhere. They wouldn't have stuck around if I know them as well as I think I know them.
Good. As Mr. York described you, he told me you are more than just a master violinist, and that you have allegiances not to the guild, but to some other, and you're certainly not of my guild, as far as I'm aware. So, I imagine you have resources that I do not. I need to know where my target is, for the expanse of the Empire is massive. To search every planet for 2 men is a... I appreciate your confidence in me, but I require your patronage in this matter for intelligence.
Yeah, right now, so I'm going to try and do it more the way the game wants you to do it. So right now, this task has a tag on it that is impossible because she can't find them. But in order to make it possible, you have to utilize an asset or make certain rolls to make it possible. And then, yeah.
I will ask, can I use communicate? Basically, I want to communicate back to one of the higher ups in the Bene Gesserit order back at wherever their home planet is. I don't know, because they also have, much like spy masters have them everywhere. Like there's
the Bene Gesserit are very well connected people.
So, and I know the exact description of these 2 men, and I doubt they're being very quiet about where they are. So, my goal is to use maybe a communicate role to, because I would be doing either writing a letter, future telephone call. I don't know what the
a future telephone call will do just fine.
and then using my personality trait of why it's possible because I am a Bene Gesserit sister, so I have communication.
Yeah. So this is going to be difficult because of the current state of the Bene Gesserit. It is divided, and they find themselves on the better side of that. To be completely honest, right now Thomas and Gary are kind of protected by the head of the Bene Gesserit. They're on the right side, but not to say it's impossible. So go ahead, make this communication check. You have 3 momentum on the table. I have 21 threat.
Yeah, I'm gonna use all the momentum to get myself 2 extra dice.
All the momentum, thank you. Okay, fair enough. So that's 4 dice. Don't forget, viewers at home, you can boon or doom them.
I would like to try to assist through the assassin, not talk to the Bene Gesserit, because there's no way she's talking to these people. That's not going to happen. But she does understand certain things about how to track a target, and she may be able to narrow the guesses. Like, don't go here, there's a bunch of cops there, or there's a lot of info brokers. They're not going to go there.
Well, you could eliminate, Ix. Or the Black Moon, maybe even where House Daywin probably resides. Like there's some things you can cross off.
I'm thinking understand power, like they understand what the power dynamics of where they might be.
Yeah.
Just narrowing the field as an assist. Like this isn't the main role. It's just
yeah.
Don't bother checking these planets.
I'm okay.
They're not there.
But yeah, go ahead and do your thing, and we'll see how this goes.
I'm making my main roll. Okay, 3 out of 4.
It's not terrible.
1 die. No focus.
No, my focus can't be used. So 4 with the assist, 3 on my own.
How important is this roll to you?
Probably.
I'll leave that one to you.
Probably pretty important, because on top of just thinking that I'm on a sinking ship and I need to try and keep Masarrah from going completely down, there's also probably a little bit of personal in there, because I'm fucking annoyed that they let their ego and their whole grasp for power being forgetting we are a minor house. Minor. You've been promoted from guppy to a swordfish, but you've now been trying to play with sharks because you think you're on the same level and you're a moron. So I'm annoyed.
I would try, if you want to do that, if you really want this to work, you can use your... I always forget. Determination. To re-roll that one, because right now they have more successes on their hiding roll.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll re-roll the one.
You only get to
Actually-
reroll the one dice. What's that?
Yeah.
How short are we? I forget.
You are.
We're not allowed to know that, are we?
No, the roll happened on the
The
table.
roll
We
happened
know-
publicly. They rolled really good, and they only banked one. So you need
'cause
like
the
two
last
more
roll,
successes
Tristan-
to get it.
Yeah, there's 6 successes on the table from Tristan.
Yes.
Looking back, but I don't know how many of those were. Okay.
Because you can re-roll. Oh, you don't have a focus here.
I don't have a focus.
Does not have a
so I'm
focus.
just gonna re-roll the one
It-
with my
like-
determination.
This is a very risky determination use here because the odds are against you, but it's the only
Yeah.
way this. Otherwise, they cannot be found.
All
But
right,
you would have to
okay.
you would have to roll a one.
I rolled a success, but
No.
it's not a crit success.
Ooh.
So does that mean we tie?
It does mean you tie. So like they. It's not like, hey, we know exactly where they are, but
We have a vague idea, but now the assassin still look.
the assassin will still have to look. But you did narrow it down a bit.
Okay.
But definitely, the assassin's not going to be waiting under their bed, essentially.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah, delete that determination. Good use. And good luck. Alright. Interesting. What does the assassin do, Kesty?
At this point, now that the assassin has been bought and the assassin has received payment, I am willing to surrender this supporting character over to Laura because she's better at leading this assassin than I am.
Okay, you have an assassin in your pocket here. That can be your thing. What's she doing?
Well, trying to narrow down their location. And how would you say do she know they might have just gone to Kitane or less than that? Is that still not? We don't know if that's the plan.
Probably
yet.
core worlds, I would guess, with the tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
She-
Just start.
You know that they're on one of the core worlds, but that's that's
I
like
would
5
say-
planets, so it's not great.
Her guess. She knows because Gwen would have told her about Tristan's love of good beverages and good refreshments. So we can always rule out anywhere that wouldn't have accommodations below a certain standard.
So Tristan's a bougie boy. Gotcha.
Bougie boy.
That's not nothing. That is true as well. Okay, so you
So
send.
start checking all the nice places.
Yeah.
That would be linked to houses with the power to protect them.
Okay.
They couldn't go to a minor house. That'd be pointless.
Yeah.
They just
so
the
only things
the
linked
minor
to
house
a
just sells them
major-
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only things linked to a greater.
Why would they go to a
greater
weird
level.
minor house?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair. They're probably at a major house somewhere, but which one? So
Which technically the Emperor's house counts as a major house.
Technically.
Most major, but it's a major house.
Oh, 'cause it's minor. It's like whatever. We're not the baby one, and then us minor, and then is it greater and then major? I thought it was minor, major, and then greater, which was the big boys.
Yeah, major is all the big houses. Greater is like
Okay.
Atreides, Harkonnen, and then the Emperor's house would be greater plus one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
you can use.
Because they have the Emperor has certain advantages that no one else has. Because the Pradesh is very powerful in this time
I'm
period.
gonna say the assassin has a duty, and that this is going to be. How is she tracking them down? Like asking around, using contacts, or like physically?
Probably in the interest of time, she is going to sum herself while also asking around contacts. Anyone matching these descriptions, been staying these kind of places. Have you heard of them? Just to try and expedite the process.
Probably bribing people, I would guess.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Communicate duty.
So do I just use my own character?
Yeah, you can use your own character.
Okay.
Mostly because I didn't want to have to make a character sheet
That's
for every
fair.
NPC.
That's fair.
Yep. And that's actually how you manage intrigue battles between characters. We do it through our agents.
One success and one fail.
Damn.
She's searching. She
Yeah,
is.
she's been for a while.
She is searching. But yeah, we're gonna go back to Cassie. Cassie, you see a similar scene play out below that you just went through with 2 people about to be crushed by a sandworm. But they do make it to safe haven as well. and you suspect that you have found who you're looking for.
Mr. Idaho, sir, I believe we have found... Well, I'm guessing that a lady and her charge? I'm not sure who that is. Someone with her, I would guess. They don't look Harkonnen. I shrug from my palate, see, like, I'm not sure. That's our best guess. That's my best guess.
No, he'll look down, and you can like see recognition on his face, but he'll look at you, unsure of whether or not to trust you. But yeah, set it down, he'll say.
And with that flicker of mistrust, Mr. Idaho, sir, I will advise you that as my oaths are, I have sworn a fealty oath to Masarrah, and to my knowledge, at this time, Masarrah is loyal to Various, and Various is loyal to Atreides. So, I am an envoy on loan to you, sir, and your house.
We'll find out soon enough, he'll say. Very
I'm
confidently.
not at that.
Very confidently and ominously.
And I'll find a place to land that's on or near, or try to, if I can land in the rocks, that'd be great, but I'll land somewhere where that's not on the sand, because then the they're just going to be gobbled.
No, you'll see two people approach after you landed. One of them is who you must assume is the lady Jessica, and the other one is a young man, handsome enough, not too fair. It looks like he's been on in the sun a bit since he got here. It is Paul Atreides. You might not know that.
There's no way. I'll throw a ball here. Could I possibly get an understand duty check here to possibly identify the young man?
If you want to, if it's important to you, absolutely.
Because I want to know who this guy is. Because he could be a spy master. He could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
He could be a spy for the spy master.
He would be very young, but yes, he is old enough to be working for Tristan Kane.
Actually, I'll say duty, because this is just me being especially cautious. Momentum on the table? Yes, no?
No.
Okay, I'll roll flat. Bang.
No momentum for us.
Could I leverage the focus of Canley to recognize if this person is an assassin or not?
You can try, yeah. I'll allow that.
Nice.
Okay.
Definitely. It doesn't, I mean, so with your understanding of Canley, you do see that they do seem to be potentially able to handle themselves. You're unsure. They seem young, but they seem battle ready. But he looks like Duke Leto. He does. You've met Leto, and he does bear a resemblance, and you start to wonder. He is not, however, wearing a signet ring. So,
yeah, he would have hidden that.
Yeah.
I'll leave the Thopter kind of ready to, like, on standby mode. So if they want me to power up and leave, I can. But I'm openly, like, folding my arms, so I'm not, like, hovering over the controls, but I'm just sitting there until Idaho tells me to do something otherwise, because I am the low rung here.
He'll tell you to get out.
Yeah, I'll get up.
And they'll approach. Who's this, Duncan? Hopefully you could tell me. He says he's a friend. But there are so few friends here on Arrakis. She will look at you. She'll come up to you very confidently. It's kind of unnerving. And she will speak in a strange voice and command you to speak the truth.
Okay.
And you are compelled to actually do so.
Mm-hmm. Yep, nothing I can do about that.
And for those of you watching at home, she is using the Bene Gesserit's ability to use the voice to command him, which is something that some of them can do.
What does she ask me?
Who are you, and are you a friend?
I am Kesty York, House Envoy of Masarrah, and Guild Agent of the Spacing Guild. I work for the good of the people.
Do you mean us any ill will?
No.
Are you going to betray us?
Only if you are a tyrant.
She'll shrug and look at Duncan. knowing full well that everything you said has to be the truth. So
My heart's thumping in my chest like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Oh god, oh god.
it doesn't feel good. Yeah,
This is stuff I don't...
being under control is very uncomfortable. She could tell you to kill yourself, and you would have to comply, and it's fucked up.
Yup.
The voice is fucked up. But yeah. So we got to get him out of here. But off-world, I fear, might be just as dangerous. I don't know how long we can last on Dune, though. Duncan will speak up. Hopefully, we could find the Fremen. I feel like we could take sanctuary with them. They are good people. And there'll be a back and forth on this point about whether or not they can trust them. And, general misconceptions about the Fremen. But Duncan will advocate staunchly, for their trustworthiness.
If I may interject, my lords
They'll all
and
stop
lady.
talking and look at you.
Until such time that the Highliners that are in orbit leave, armed with their armies, at some point, I can get a communication to the Spacing Guild to try to arrange for transport for yourselves if you wish to withdraw from the planet. I would not advise that at this time, since last I checked, there were at least blah amount of Highliners, and some of those are being chartered, at least by the Harkonnen, and likely by the Padish Emperor himself. So any Highlander that is currently in orbit, I cannot guarantee your safety. But if more time passes, I might be able to get a communication and arrange for evacuation.
We suspected something like this might be the case. Perhaps the Fremen are the better choice for now. Lead on, Duncan.
Milady Jessica, one other thing I must report.
Yeah.
Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, I'm going out of character here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Jessica is the Duchess, or is she just the consort officially? I forget.
They are not married.
They're not married. No.
Okay.
She is a consort, but she's also, like...
Wink,
They're
wink, nudge,
good
nudge.
as, because everyone knows that they are very much although they don't see other people and they're his only kid, but they're not legally.
They're not legally married, but in everything but name, they are essentially.
They're common law.
No.
Okay, so what else? The way I'll say this next, let us change how I respond.
The son
Milady-
of Duke Atreides would be the current Duke.
What I'll say to her, actually, it's Paul that he. Well, I'll say what I'll say.
He did not introduce himself as Paul Atreides. No.
Yeah, I might be an assassin for all they know. I will say this. I need to communicate. I was here on planet. The reason I heard of your transmission is because I was here on official house business. I need, with all expediency and with whatever security measures you believe is required, I need to report to the Duke Atreides or to his Marshal, Spymaster, or War Master if necessary. And I nod apologies to Duncan. This is not something I believe is appropriate to report to a Swordmaster, sir. No offense. Or to a consort, milady. No offense.
She'll narrow her eyes at you. Come with us or don't. It is not my concern. You can die here.
I'll certainly come with you. I just wish to illuminate that I have intelligence that is limited due to legalities.
But you won't tell it to either of us.
I don't believe I legally can.
Well, then let's continue. She'll try to continue on the way. But Paul will stop and speak up. Be like, then perhaps you can tell it to me. I am Duke Paul Atreides.
Oh.
And he will introduce himself to you. At that.
The beginning.
Duke Atreides, sir?
That is me.
I look to the lady and to Duncan like... Just to make sure that he's not just saying bullcrap to me.
Jessica doesn't give much away, but you'll see Duncan kind of like shake his head, like.
He looks sad.
Excuse me, young sir. With all due respect, I have not met you before.
Duncan will unsheath his sword and say, "This is Duke Atreides," and you will address him as such, very seriously, very quickly. There's your answer.
Without the signet ring, Swordmaster, this could be anybody, and you could be intimidating me into breaking my oaths of fealty.
He'll pull out a signet ring.
And I'll stare in disbelief.
It's his father's. It is his father's ring.
Yeah, and because we just met him a little while ago. He's dead now.
My condolences, Duke Atreides.
He'll look at Duncan, and Duncan will lower his sword.
And I will report what I know and what I was sent here to do, because that house is his vassal. So he is their superior in the line of succession.
Vernius?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let them know what they did.
I fill them in on what I've been doing, why I'm here, what happened.
Testing weapons during all of this, huh? It's trouble.
That was the task of loyalty that the three of us were sent on.
Well, at least they haven't turned against us. This is troubling indeed. But at that, you guys do need to move along to try and get to the Fremen before you die of dehydration. So you guys will start to go across the desert. When you go this time, though, you will be shown the sand walk of the Fremen. It is a way of walking in irregular steps that makes it so that you do not attract sandworms. But if you fuck it up, yeah.
Is there a reason we're not using the ornithopters, ladies and sirs?
It only seats 2, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
They're tiny.
Yeah, it's a small 2-person one.
Okay.
It was the only thing he could steal in time.
Fair enough.
But yes, I did mean to mention that before. But yeah, so you guys are going to walk across the desert again, but not before we check in with Ezek and Tristane Kane. So this whole thing is underway. You guys are about to take up the roles of these Imperial Sarduk in their hunt for this evidence that you need. Are you guys doing anything yourselves currently? I believe
hiding out, covering our traces, all that good stuff.
Gotcha. What about you, Ezek?
I think I might head to the training grounds, see if I can get some military conversation with somebody.
About what?
About joining their military.
Joining the military of the Imperium.
I'm still trying to join their overall alliance, and so I'll stop at no head to talk to. Now we can talk head to the military, now that we've talked to the politicians.
Okay, so you're going to go do that. We will shoot to the Imperial Sarduk landing. So they're all clad in like black. They are a special ops group, and they have been tasked with a mission. You guys are going to command them, as you are. And they're going to look, how you guys want to go about this search? How you guys want to go about this mission? Luckily, you're not, because of who you are, you're not going to be like under threat from the Harkonnen and the other Sarduk.
Can we just like Halo jump right into this bitch?
Halo jump.
Yeah, pretty much. They do kind of. I've seen them do that. So yes, you guys jump on in. You guys make it. You guys are on the planet. Where do you want to land? What's your target?
Last known area that thing was in.
Last known location was the palace.
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's go ahead and drop into Palace. Target under pursuit.
It's clear this is Alpha 1.
Bravo 1.
Reverse thrusters. Boom, they pop out with their guns.
Yeah.
And we've been told nothing works on these things except for lace rifles. I hope you got yours ready to go.
Yeah. So you guys land.
Move out.
You guys are in the city, in the palace. Other Sarduk and stuff will look your way, when you're walking by, but no one intercedes. And you guys need to start looking, I guess, look for clues. So whichever one of you wants to
Get your detective on.
do understand, or I
Blue's
would
Clues.
even allow battle
I could do battle.
because of the nature of the clues.
Get some. Get some.
Battle, duty, focus, tactics. 4 successes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's not too. So you're looking around. There's a lot of destruction, a lot of that kind of thing. You do see, however, a wall like blown outwards from the palace, and it's the right size. You think this thing has exited and headed north.
Look, it looks like it tore through a couple people here. It split their intestines across the wall. You can see some legs over there on that side. Yeah, it really tore through everybody. This thing's a whirlwind to death. Looks like it headed out north through this wall.
We need to get after it before it does it to anybody else.
So it does, as you're following these tracks, you got a lot of successes here. So I'll give you some information. It does appear that after you follow this wake of destruction for a bit, you do see some evidence that it might be following something. It looks like it's following some soldiers. And it looks like they go into the desert. Eventually you come across the evidence of a fight between the Fremen and the Imperial Sarduk.
Imagine us following Duncan. It's gonna kill Kesty. It's gonna catch up.
Looks like this
and
is the last place of a skirmish. And they went off in the desert from here.
I would also like to point out that this is kind of backwards a little bit in time. You guys, Cassie's been in the desert for almost 2 days at this point.
Yeah.
And this is
We're
at the end of his first day
Yeah.
in the desert.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of a little bit back. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get someone to pick us up and carry us out into the desert so we're not walking.
Maybe we can requisition us a thermocopter and get out there.
This is Alpha 1. We'd like to requisition an ornithopter.
You have whatever you want.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool. We're zipping and dipping.
So you guys
Zipping and dipping.
are following.
looking for the target.
You don't see evidence of this thing anymore. Obviously, it's sand. But if you continue north, you will eventually see some rock outcroppings. They seem to be abandoned at this point. No one's here, essentially. It's empty space, and you don't see the robot.
Looks like it might have come through this outcropping right here.
I don't want to make you roll every time. You did a pretty good job in the first one. I'll let it ride one more time. So you do see evidence that this thing came through this rock. So you're still on the right track.
Oh yeah, look here. It looks like it tore through the stones and left some really deep claw marks.
I mean,
That's a 10-4.
essentially, you see signs of damaged stone. And you guys just continue on your way, I assume. Okay, unless you say anything else, I'll just assume you are going on with the task. Eventually, so you guys take off to the sky again after confirming that it looks like it's still heading the same direction. You'll get to another sand outcropping, and this one, you kind of lose track of it at this point. You're not sure if it came through here, and you don't see a lot of anything really.
No, they say everything in Arrakis turns to dust after a long enough timeline.
That seems to be what's happening here. Come on in, Charlie. All we've got down here is a big bowl of dust.
Oh, what are you doing?
Looking
Sorry.
for, yeah, I'm calling you HQ. All we got down here is a big bowl of dust. Waiting for
Well,
the
why
orders.
don't you go ahead and set it down right there, and I'll see if I can take a look around.
That's what I do.
Yeah, you
Get
said
off
it
the
down.
gear.
Go ahead and try to pick up signs of this. This is no longer battle. You don't see signs of a battle or anything like that. It'd be more understand.
All right. Understand and duty for these guys.
Yeah, these guys are mostly duty.
2 successes.
Okay, so you think that it must have come through here. It's not as distinctive evidence, but then you do find a Fremen body eventually.
Oh, over here, look. There seems to be a little bit of evidence to support our chase.
Feel like they're sending us on a wild goose chase. I'm just trying to collect my retirement.
Well, let's get this done and get you back to the old folks' home.
There you go.
Sounds good to me. It's pudding night.
I might stick around.
But so you do see evidence that maybe it is involved with the Fremen somehow. You're not sure how this thing thinks or what it's trying to do. But this evidence points to maybe you have to find some Fremen to find the robot.
The robot.
All right, well, we zip and dip with our helicopter, looking for more signs. Covering ground quick. We're on a grab and go mission.
So as you guys are heading out in this thopter, let's see, do I want that to be what happens? Yeah, that would be fun.
Yes.
You
All I'm
guys,
saying that's dude, yes.
you guys see a Fremen. He is doing something that only Fremen ever do. And he is you see a man standing on the back of one of the great worms.
Yeah.
And it is,
Man, I'll be damned.
it's
Oh,
coming,
that's bullshit.
it's coming towards you. Yeah, it does. Yeah, they're the only ones that do it.
They're the
You
only
ever
ones that
seen
know
anything
how.
like that, man?
I've never seen anything like that. I think that you should get us high in the air quickly, as high as you can.
that's
Yeah,
all right.
give me a move
Immediately.
check here.
What tribe is that? What does piss your pants fall under?
Right?
Hey, look, it's Javier.
Faith.
Bardem.
Yeah. Faith.
Faith or duty, probably, for Sardaukar especially.
On duty.
Yeah, faith or duty, and then do move, and then ooh.
0-0.
Oh no. Oh no.
So you do not pull up fast enough. You did not get
this close to retirement, y'all.
You didn't get a complication, so you're not gonna die. But you do get essentially smacked out of the air by a Fremen riding one of the great worms. And then, boom! Yeah, it's pretty fun. You guys do come to pretty much immediately. No one's dead. You know what? I'll say one guy's dead, but you still have the same amount of people. It's just perfect.
Sardaukar, man, don't mess with them.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, oh, miracle, no one was hurt, huh? Nah, someone was hurt, but they were just inconsequential. So, you guys are awake
I didn't even know that guy's name.
in a wreckage at this point.
Well, I guess we'll continue to move about on foot from here.
Yeah, is the giant worm making another pass, or is it off and disappeared off to the horizon?
You haven't seen it. You're not sure how long you were out for.
I'm gonna try to get on a higher dune around here so I can get a further line of sight.
From your line of sight, you can see you are near more rocks. Another rock outcropping. Those are the only landmarks out here.
Anything
better-
requisition and some other supplies? Is
Uh,
that a thing? I don't know what these guys can do.
you guys can try. You're having some communication issues, though. You guys are very far out in the desert.
No Wi-Fi, no 5G out in the desert.
Yeah, pretty much. Arrakis has a weird magnetic field, which is why you need a special compass to navigate it, and it does make communications without a vehicle very difficult.
Let's head to those rocks over there. It might be our best chance to at least have something to refer back to if we get lost.
Copy.
So, we're going to shoot back to our good friend Kesty York. Kesty, you've been brought into a safe haven, as it were. It is in the rocks. It's like hidden kind of thing. It's, carved into the stone. There are some doors, that kind of thing. You're in a Fremen haven, essentially. And there'll be some talk of what to do at this point. A woman that you don't know will be talking to Jessica, and Paul seems like she knows them. Maybe not that much, but it does seem like there's some familiarity. Quickly, before the next thing happens, you doing anything of note?
For the most part, I'm observing as much as I can and just trying to learn. Basically, pulling the envoy thing, where I'm observing the social movements and trying to learn how these Fremen act, so I know who's important, who isn't. Do they have some sort of legal? Because I have no reason to know the Fremen society structure.
Yeah.
That's not a thing I would know, even as a Spacing Guild guy.
Yeah, no,
And
this is all a mystery to everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead and make a roll.
Uh,
Understand works. I would argue communicate would work because you're trying to read people while they communicate, essentially.
Communicate truth.
Yeah. That'll work.
And actually, one thing I'll try to push for, just to be annoying. No. Could I push for the focus of innuendo? Because from my understanding of the Fremen, what I know of the Fremen culture is that they tend to talk in code a little bit to each other, and I might be able to pick up things that they aren't saying to each other. Things that they aren't saying but are actually saying to each other.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Any momentum on the table?
No.
I didn't think so. I'm not
When
giving
did we
credit
have
for this.
any momentum? We spent it all in the first hour.
You spent it, got it, spent it, got it. Yeah, it was a wild ride.
Oh, this is the same adventure from last time, isn't it? From last episode?
Yeah, more or less. I don't think they refreshed. Why did you use yours last time?
Yeah, I'd be at 0. I'm gonna challenge my statement because I rolled a complication. That's why I'm so
I do
nervous.
see that. Yeah.
Because I will. These are Fremen. They will stab me.
Yeah, I was about to be like, "Hey, a guy tries to stab you."
I will challenge my statement of everyone should be treated equally because, in this case, I know I need to talk to very particular people very carefully, or I might not live to see the next sunrise.
You're going against your nature and trying to kiss some
Yeah.
ass.
Yep.
It's fair. Oh, what does that allow you to do?
Gets my determination back if you think that applies. But I lose that.
Yeah.
I lose. Everyone should be treated equally, so I can't get that back. That's
Yeah, you
gone.
lose that until you can do a thing.
Yeah. Challenged. And I'm going to spend that determination toward the truth is only revealed in one's interests. I don't think these Fremen are going to tell some outsider what's going on, but I need to understand how their system works, or I'm going to get killed. Or sold. I don't know what these people do.
Who knows?
Who knows? For a reroll.
They might juice your whole body of its liquid.
They totally would. I need to make this roll. Hey!
Okay. So you don't offend anybody. You feel like you're staring at one dude a little too long and you look away. But you do start to get the ebb and flow of who's important. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of high up people here. It seems like there is one guy that's kind of in charge of this outpost, but the woman that is speaking to Paul and Jessica seems to have some kind of station.
Hell yeah.
Good sir, could I ask of you something?
Who you talking to?
To the male leader, because I know that she's talking to the Duke,
She
and
is
I'm not
talking
getting
to them.
that conversation. They're like, no, I'll leave the Duke to talk to whoever he wants to talk to.
Yeah, good.
Good sir, I do not know your name, but my understanding is that you are a man of importance here, and I would offer what little services I, Kestior, can offer your band.
Wait, so you want to offer him help? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to make myself useful. I'm ingratiating myself with whoever this leader is.
He'll eye you up and down. Let's see. With that roll, I'm going to let this communication kind of play with this. He will spit at your feet. But his body language doesn't suggest it's an insult. With this roll, you kind of are like, maybe I should, you spit too, essentially. You kind of realize I know they have that funny moment in the movie, but that does happen here. He's offering you moisture from his body. I'll call him, we'll just call him Mohammed. Make it simple. They have brown guy names, and that one's common, so Mohammed.
It's true. Haroon's a pretty good name, by the way. No, sorry.
Haroon? That's a good name. What can you do? What kind of things are you capable of? Did you give him your name? Did you tell him your name?
Kesty York.
What can you do for us, Kesty? What can an outsider do on Arrakis other than rape the land for resources? He'll say that, kind of like, it came off harsher than he intended, but yeah.
I am a trained pilot of vehicles, which is of not great help in this situation. I am an educated man on the politics and the intricacies of off-world imperial assassin arts. But my primary training is in the arts of bartering and the communications of secret words for the benefit of my benefactors. In short, sir, I am an envoy. A speaker for other people.
My people can speak for themselves. This seems a redundant title.
Sometimes, sir, what one wishes to say is not best said by the leadership. It is communicated through silver tongues and calm words, and the ability to read the room for who the leader is, even in ignorance. And I gesture at him like, I figured you out, didn't I?
I mean, he'll start whispering in someone, like, this other person's ear next to him, and, like, they'll kind of share a chuckle. You're not sure what they're saying.
But it's probably against me.
But very soon after that, that man who was laughing, not the one you were talking to, but the one he was talking to, a beam of light will pierce his head and start to, like, cut him slowly. And he'll fall down to the ground dead. And you look over at the door. The door has a laser coming through it. And everybody starts screaming.
Ruh-roh.
Are we inside in an enclosed space? We're not on the sand or anything like that, right?
No, you're inside a thing. Yeah, place.
Scene in the movie.
Like, it's the scene in the movie. For those of you who don't know, they are kind of in it's just a solid stone building underneath a mountain. And they're in a round room with, like, shelves carved into the walls. There's not too many features. Like, the furniture is just different elevations of rock in here.
I recognize that as a lasgun blast of some kind.
They seem to be laser cutting through the door. And that guy just got hit by the laser.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will look to Duke Atreides. I'll look to Duke Atreides and his company. Are they fleeing? They've already fled and stuff.
So they're like trying to get out of the way of the laser. Duke Atreides looks like he wants to fight.
I will walk. I'll try to stand near the door. I'm not in the path of the laser because I don't want to die yet.
Yeah.
And I will shout across them with all sincerity, because it's true. Sirs, I have a shield generator here, and if you continue, I'm turning it on, and everyone here dies. And your employers die, and my employers die. Stop what you're doing now.
Give me a communicate check. Let's see if they listen to you. That's funny. That's
I'm
funny.
gonna give you 6. I'm gonna give you 6 threat.
Okay.
Just
They call your bluff.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. Communicate innuendo. I am trying to imply that that I'm implying other things here.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Truth. I only reveal that as shield just now because I know it's to my benefit to tell them.
Yeah. And you do have. Yeah, you are telling the truth.
Yeah. Do. Please believe me.
I'm excited. Oh wow.
Oh.
Envoys.
Shit. Oh
That
shit.
8.
Eight
My
Oh
successes.
shit.
8
Wow.
successes.
You don't need all those.
Gonna
Damn.
bank it.
You could bank a good 5 out of there, I'd say. Yeah. No, you can bank 5. 8's a lot. That's fun. All right. So, they'll stop sighing.
My lords, I would find another solution. This will only work for so long. Swords work just fine on shields. Please hurry.
You can see one of them looks in through the hole that they did.
I turn on and when I see someone look, I flick on the shield and wong.
You'll hear a kind of thing go on.
And to try to hide what's happening behind me, I'm even willing to give you 2 momentum to give advantage to my allies. That I'm shouting, basically I'm reading off the laws of the Great Convention, exactly what will happen, what the precise punishment is, how the last straw will raise everything, yada yada yada. I'm just making noise so they can find some other way for us to get out of here.
So there is a back way out, and they do start heading that way. What you stopped from happening is there's no longer a laser cutting the room in half. And everybody does go out like this back tunnel area. What do you do?
I wait till most everyone has. I'll wait till at least the Duke and Lady have left, and then I'm gonna follow after them.
As soon as you're out of the room, someone must have been watching through the hole. They'll start lasing again. But yeah, you guys now go into a hallway, right? And on the other end, a door opens. This one looks more secure than the last one. And they'll come on this way. Hurry.
Run.
Duncan is going to stop. And this is the moment where he has his scene. He's going to stop. I'll buy you time. There is an argument had, but Lady Jessica will convince Paul to let him do it.
Does Duncan have a shield generator? I don't remember if he had in that moment.
He does.
He does.
Oh, never mind. I won't say anything.
He does have a
I was going to give him mine, but if he has one, there's no sense giving mine up.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys will leave through this back door. Paul's not happy about it. The door slams shut. As you see the Imperial Sarduke surround him. And you can hear the begins of the fight. So, my other 2 Imperial Sarduke boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. So, you guys track your quarry to a facility. When you get there, it looks like there's been signs of battle. There's a big hole cut in the door.
Big hole.
by laser. No, but that is where you guys are.
So nothing here though that looks like the robot.
Not in this immediate area. You guys are outside of a laser cut hole.
Suppose it went in there.
It doesn't seem to make any of the markings of what we've been tracking.
Maybe it
Some
has
other sort of
more
skirmish.
weapons at its disposal. Maybe it followed somebody in who made the laser cut.
Maybe it's ain't it at all. We have any evidence here at all that it is?
That's a good question.
Not
I'll
particular.
look for like the classic scratch marks or blade marks or whatever that we've seen along the way to see if I can confirm that it went through here.
Nothing conclusive. But you did track it here, so. But you don't see like a fist-sized hole in the wall or anything like that. Not here, not specifically where you are. You guys haven't got inside yet.
I tell you, let's keep going in and see what happens.
10-4.
So you guys go
Going
in,
in
and you come across the scene that I pretty much just described. You see a man with like a laser hole in his head on the ground, dead. And you see an empty room now. Up ahead, you see the begins of a laser cut on a door. You see a bunch of your fallen brethren. And you see a man's body standing, like, surrounded by them. But the fight's not over. There are some of your brothers that are still fighting a thing. And that must be what you're looking for. It is a giant metal man. You can't see his face, but it is fighting your fellow Sarduk, who were hunting Paul Atreides.
Oh shit.
Open fire.
Fuck yeah.
Safety's off.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me some battle here. And essentially, your asset of a lasgun turns the impossibility of hurting this thing into possible, essentially.
I rolled 2 successes on battle duty.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. So you shoot this thing, it does take some damage. Right then, it, like, snatches the life out of a guy right in front of you. And it continues to fight. You do mar its armor.
What the hell is this thing?
I don't know. Let him have it. Let him have everything we've got. Come on. That's
Yeah.
how the Sarduk
So this is an extended test kind of thing, where you need a certain amount of successes to succeed, and you have started with 2, which is not bad. But this thing is going to not be standing still for all of it. So it's
I
gonna.
can attempt to roll, but
Yeah.
Tristan's stat block does not help fighting.
You can assist with the roll theoretically,
Now you can assist.
because you might get lucky. You might roll a 1.
Yeah.
Every die helps.
Yeah, you can try. I'm actually gonna. Let me see. I have so much threat.
Nope. 2 passes.
You did get a 1.
Nice.
Yeah, so you got some assists there. So I have spent 6 to add to the difficulty of this test. I gave it like a +3 on the difficulty. This thing is going. It's going to finish off the other guys that are here. Now it's just you and your squad. But you have done some damage to this thing. But you need to do some more. It's going to come at you at this point. At this point, it is just your squad versus this thing. You guys.
Come on.
Exactly. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. Open fire, tear this thing apart right now while it's in a small, close room and not running across the desert.
Yeah, so we're going to think about this in terms of zonage, I guess. It is in the hallway. The other zones are in the room that you guys came out of, the hallway before that, and then obviously the room that's locked up ahead. Where do you want to be?
If it's in the hallway, I'll be in the next room.
So you're going to shoot at it from outside of the room. Okay.
Yes.
So it's going to spend its time leaving this room. It's not the fastest thing.
I'll be in the hallway.
Is that your
sure.
roll?
Yes, that's my roll.
All right.
Solid roll.
Solid roll.
Thank you. That's 4 successes for anybody listening along at home.
Yeah, that's really good. So you're making short work of this thing. You actually do blast off a chunk of this thing. You can kind of see its systems on the inside. You can see its servos.
So you
And-
confirm there's no human being inside. the
You
machine.
don't think there is. If there is, he's uncomfortable.
Or really, really small.
Or very small.
Like Ant-Man.
Do you relay
Brain
that
in
to
a
me
jar.
in the heat of the battle?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you relay that to me during the heat of the battle?
I don't know. Probably not.
I mean, you could probably just see it for yourself. But you can see inside this thing, it does appear to have a human heart in an enclosure of some kind. And that's weird.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh.
gonna radio that in.
Oh, that's
Call up to it. Come back, Charlie. Suspicions confirmed. Repeat. Suspicions confirmed. And then continue firing all on this thing.
Yeah. So it has taken significant damage at this point. It's going to attempt to harm some of you. I'll roll.
Well, my roll to assist was 2 zeros.
Oh, I saw. It's going to walk up to your squad. And it's going to take one of you. One of you is going down. Not one of
Yep.
you, but you know what I mean. It just kind of smushes this guy in like a Coke can. It's unsettling how easily it does that. But it is now in the zone that you are in. Back to you guys. What are you doing?
I will move one zone and then fire again.
Is it like coming at me down this hallway? Can I draw fire or just keep it under fire the entire time?
Oh, you guys get.
I'm trying to make it so that where if it's turning into a room, it's still under constant fire.
Yeah, you guys can. You guys could light it up.
I might suggest that. Oh,
I'm sorry. I jumped the gun as you were suggesting.
no, I was just gonna suggest if he was holding it back, the Sardaukar do have like a sort of like special type of weapon. I forget what it is, like some sort of pulse sword that they have that's unique to them. So the guy who's trying to hold it back may draw a sword and battle the thing to slow it down so it can't get at the rest of the squad.
You guys have a lot of momentum now too. Yeah.
I would like to use my Reason I Fight talent. I did a thing that was duty related, the battle duty, and I have a drive over 6, which is duty. That's the thing. I
Thanks,
can re-roll,
Robert.
can re-roll the d20
Yeah.
if it's related to the thing.
Correct. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thanks, Connor.
I rolled an 11, which I believe is a success.
Yes, it's below the target number of 15. So that's a second success. Funny enough, that was about it. So your guy that you're controlling right now sees the heart and focuses fire on it, and it explodes. It's gonna walk around for a bit, and it's going to pick up. I'll say it picks up you, and it's like it grabs your head, and it's about to pull your head off your body, but then it stops.
That was close.
Son of a bitch, Randall, are you okay?
I feel like my brains are scrambled like an egg.
Yeah, you ain't talking normal.
But yeah, so you guys did stop it. What are you doing now?
Huzzah!
Well, let's,
Radioing all that information up, wrap it up, calling our payload to get us out of here.
Call for evac.
You guys do have some trouble getting that done, but you can like try smoke and that kind of thing. Those old timey tactics still work. You can get an extraction.
Yep, that's what we'll do. Extraction, relay information back where it needs to be relayed.
You guys gonna take a look at this thing, or what are you guys gonna do?
No, deadish for now. I'm fine with that.
Okay. You don't want to find out.
Whatever amount we're supposed to from our orders. If our orders were to set it down and recover it, cool. If they were to investigate it, cool. Whatever our orders are.
No, you weren't given orders to investigate it particularly. So
Nope. Wrap it up. It's a weather balloon for all we know.
That's right.
So you guys do take this thing up. I will reveal to the audience that behind the helmet, when it's not moving and when you can get close enough to it, you can see a human brain in there.
So gross.
So there kind of was a guy in there, and the legality of that is questionable.
Because they're like, there's not technically a person in
There's-
there.
it's not technically a thinking
human
machine.
Intelligence, but it's not though.
It's technically a person. So whether or not you
Lance
got him,
The Land Shard's gonna have lots of questions.
there's gonna be some questions. It's definitely iffy, but it's not as cut and dry as you were hoping. Cassie, you have escaped with the Fremen to another group of them. You meet their leader. You're going to be... So essentially what happened is Cassie is being inserted into the main storyline. You are now the valet of Duke Atreides until such a time as you can come back. And Cassie, I feel like... do you have anything to add to that? Because that is essentially what's happening with your character.
There is a moment, slight montage moment, but there's one moment where Kesty relates his last words with Duke Leto, and relating to him that my intention, sir, with all due fealty and loyalty, is to ensure, for on the benefit of Duke House Atreides, House Masarrah, and the Spacekin Guild, that House Atreides keeps its word, so I and the Guild can keep ours, as is contracted. Until such time, I am at your service as in whatever envoy capacity I can provide.
So essentially, you swear fealty.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you're inserted into the timeline. During this time, things are revealed, such as Jessica is currently pregnant. I don't know if you guys know that, but yeah, at this point, she is pregnant with Duke Leto's final child. And that's a whole thing. She's going to be born on Arrakis. It's exciting. So you're going to be a part of the whole God Emperor storyline. That's exciting. The other two of you guys have recovered a thing, and you're bringing accusations against Vernius. A lot of stuff happens with that. First off, people aren't happy with you, including your own house to a certain capacity.
Well,
Things are very
real
uncomfortable.
question, though,
Yes.
if they're the only survivors who witnessed what that weird machine was, and on their way to get back, it was like, oh, yeah, we've got definitive proof. Like, bring us back. They make it back to wherever, and then the assassin finds them.
So the
before
assassin
they can tell
is
anyone.
is going to have a scene here. So the people that found the robot are the Imperial Sarduk.
Okay.
The two of them, however, are still in hiding on the Emperor's planet. But I am going to have, after some time, she has had some time to find them a little bit. She'll be on that planet. It's going to show her landing on the Imperial planet. And that's kind of going to be an open-ended, maybe they are fucking dead.
Yeah, maybe. We'll never know.
It didn't happen quite as conclusively as I was expecting with the earlier rolls, unfortunately.
Yeah. The dice is what it is.
So the game, you guys, Ezek, you are trying to join up. You do successfully join with this alliance. You are known to be a Harkonnen supporter now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Whether or not Mortimer...
Not something to be proud of.
I'm gonna get dope-ass blue and orange plate armor with a full goat head helmet.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you do essentially. I mean, you are kind of betraying your liege house in this, but that's okay. And then Spy Master, how do you end up? You are also a Harkonnen backer, but you're also, a lot of things.
Oh yeah, I'm still very much in contact with the envoy, with all of the information that we had playing out completely accurately.
So you're going to be leading essentially a witch hunt against Ix. So the game.
No, I'm not leading the witch hunt. I'm giving information, and taking my posh new position as a loyalist to the correct side.
So essentially, from behind the scenes, you're leading the investigation.
A mastermind.
That's fine. Splitting hairs on me, Tom. But yeah, so you're the Witch Master General. I'm going to call you.
Big fish in a big pond.
But so this is going to lead to a lot of conflict between Ix, Vernius, and Masarrah, and Deln. Deln seems to have some strange, also split loyalty going on behind the scenes. A lot of that storyline didn't get touched on. But yes, they seem to have also split loyalties.
I'm going to use one of my one-time assets that I've been holding on to since character creation.
Good.
And as soon as the alliance is official with the Emperor and Harkonnen, I'm going to use my writ of aggression to call for an all-out war on Ivix.
On Ivix or Ix?
On Ix, my bad.
Ix is the Vernius house.
Yes, on House Vernius.
With the war machine.
As soon as we're allied, I'll drop my writ of aggression from the Emperor to start that war. And let it be known across the Empire that House Masarrah does not stand with that horrible, treacherous house who would dare to make those killer sentient robots.
So there will be a montage. There will be some infighting on Masarrah, during which Mortimer will die.
Of course he will.
The heir will take his place.
When Mortimer dies, I'll do whatever I can to ceasefire myself and attend that funeral. Because it was my duty to make his house grand.
Yeah, his son will take the place, and there's going to be a bit of a civil conflict, and then there'll be the beginnings of the war with Ix, between the Empire and Ix. All the while, this whole Atreides storyline is gestating. And all the while, something else is happening that no one ever found out about. And I'm going to take that secret to my grave. But Gwendolyn.
Not gonna lie. I was gonna say, if we're getting to, if they haven't been found before that and they show up at a funeral, I'm also at that funeral. Might see to it that assassination event.
Yes, so it is ambiguous whether or not you actually get to make it to the funeral. We're gonna leave you kind of ambiguously maybe assassinated. Because we don't have time to actually play through that whole situation.
That's all right. As my shuttle opens and the assassin approaches, all of my honor guard get out and stab him to death.
Oh no! You win. You got
all of my level 4 honor guard I've been dumping all of my points into that follow me everywhere.
Yeah. So ambiguous, as I said. But yeah, what does Gwendolyn wind up doing?
That assassin poison.
Well, the goal would be for this war, like, there's gonna be war on Ix. If possible, try and make it so Masarrah would take the place, like, fill the power vacuum that would be left from Ix going out, and, like, Evelyn and I be working together along with a new Spy Master, War Master, rest of the team to try and take that place while making sure.
So you would then be against the current occupants of Ix.
I guess. I mean, once it comes out, like, there's evidence, like, it's like they did, work. It's like, well, then we're not cool with you. You broke, like, imperial law, like, even though you're our superior. It's like
So in order to survive
within the bounds of, like, basic human rules, and you broke those. So
we'll end on a scene where you are convincing. I have his name right here. One sec. You're convincing. Devin, not a great name. The heir of House, but Devin Masarrah, you're convincing him on which side to take up in this civil war, and we'll say it ends before he makes his official decision. But you are brooding for your own house to take the seat of House Masarrah.
Yeah, and if it ever looks like it's not going well, then I'm just gonna dip out and go back to Benny Gesserit Homeland and be like, we'll try this again later with a new house, because
that is what you guys tend to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that... Oh, yes, Kirsty.
The one funny thing I'll point out in case that was missed, I'll point this out to you, Laura, as well. This assassin is the one that we talked to
I know.
in that room. Oh, okay.
I know.
I just love that she's still here.
She's still
working
around.
with her.
Yeah, a lot of loyalties have shifted back and forth during this whole
Yeah.
thing. But, so it ends before the war with Ix is on the horizon. And all of you guys are still finding yourself at different points of that conflict. But yeah, so that was our 10-episode stint of Dune House Masarrah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys had
I
fun.
did.
Yeah,
That was my first ever 2D20 system, and I thought that system was really cool.
it's very interesting. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that was cool.
My first non-Dungeons and Dragons system.
Oh, congratulations. Hopefully first of many. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons is great, but so many other games to play.
Yeah, there are so many other flavors of ice cream that are also delicious.
Exactly.
I really like the way that you click skill and then drive, the way that falls into each other. That's a cool skill building type of simulation.
Yeah, I like the role
fly.
building. Yeah, it's fun.
The momentum and threat is still confusing for me. I need like a quick conversion for dum-dums.
But yeah,
That
so
part I get. The one rule I kept fucking up was the when you regain determination and like how it's generated kept confusing me, and I would need to do a brush up on that.
yeah, that one's a little still iffy with me. Yeah, and the traits, like I just started getting the hang of traits and that kind of thing. So there is a lot more depth to this system than we were able to fully show here. I hope it was a good enough taste for you guys, maybe to go buy it. It's Dune, Adventures in the Imperium from Modiphius. I've been the game master.
Has other
Johanna.
2D20 games also.
They do.
So if you wanna look at other things that aren't Dune, Modiphius has a whole line of 2D20
Tons
stuff.
of games.
They have a lot. They do have a lot.
I'm the co-host Casualty CDG. You can find me at Casualty CDG, and you can find us every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from like 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. on twitch.tv/Johananon. Hey, we also have a YouTube and a Facebook, and we also have a podcast called Fresh Out the Podcast. And that is wherever podcasts are available.
Yeah, and quickly, I am Johananon, the Game Master, at RockFact on Twitter, at Johananon1 on TikTok, if you want to check that out. But yeah, thank you.
And I have been 80 Springer, also known as Corbinian. You can find me on Twitter at ElectricMet, CHSR. You can find me on Twitch. Streaming. Currently, I've been streaming a series of solo RPGs using the Iron Sword RPG. I also GM another D20 Modiphius game of Star Trek Klingons every Saturday. So if you want to see when those happen, watch my Twitter, and you'll know when I'm on the air.
And I'm Laura K483. That's my handle on all the social medias: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Hover, literally everything. I stream on my own Twitch channel, Variety Streamer, Mondays through Wednesdays, occasionally on weekends, and then I'm a cast member on the Dungeon Select Twitch channel for a D&D campaign every Sunday.
Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, voice actor, artist, teacher. As always, thank you so much for spending your time with us, and that was a fun series to go through with y'all. Hope we see y'all again sometime.
And just a final thank you to all the viewers, everybody that watched, supported us, all you subs, follows, all that good stuff, and to Modiphius themselves for giving us the book and supporting us through this endeavor. So we've been fresh out the box. Thank you so much.